What up, what up? Welcome to the live. My name is Brother Legend. If you're joining us on YouTube, my TikTok is BIGBROLGND. Tap the notification bell in the top right corner to know when we're going live. Peace and Pan Africanism. What up, y'all? Peace and power. What up, what up? Come on in, come on in. Peace and power to all the descendants of my ancient mother. Welcome to the live. Today we're talking about a few different things. Can can someone like this be pro-black? Some of y'all know where I got that from. If you look here, what do you say? If you look here, do you think she can be pro-black with you? If you look right here, and is interracial marriage problematic? Oh my. Some deep questions for some of y'all. I know there's a lot of unlearning that needs to be done. That's what I'm here for. What I'm here for. I'm here to help y'all unlearn. You can unlearn together. Why is someone inviting me to join their live? That's wild. I don't do that. Tap like, y'all. Tap like. Everybody tap like. Come on in. Today we are talking about allyship, transactional as it may be. Is it real? Is it fake? If you look here, do you think this woman is pro-black? You know what I'm saying? Is interracial marriage problematic? And do white people peacefully coexist with non-white people? Let's talk about it. There's some things to talk about. Definitely got a typo on this one. I should have. Hold on, y'all. I might have to run that back. There was a typo on that one. Hold on, y'all. Where is that? There's a typo on that. You can't have typos up here. Can't be doing that to y'all. Don't forget to keep tapping like. The more you tap like, the more guests we're gonna have come up. If I can find the right prompt. There we go. No, I don't know. I could do better than that still. I still could do better than that. Tap like, tap like. If you want to come up, if you want to answer any of the questions, join the requests. I will let you up after we get to 2K likes. That's the one. Yeah. All right, we'll keep it like that for now. Someone said no, yes, no. I'm going to give you an A. I'm going to have to co-sign that answer. I'm going to co-sign that answer. No, yes, no. Okay. Okay. Anybody want to come up and talk about it? We can. Can children of the chalk be pro-black allies? Can they, though? Can the chalk children be your ally? Have they shown you this? Is that how it goes? You know what I'm saying? Is that really how it goes? These your friends? Can there be friendship in the absence of justice? Can there be friendship in the presence of violence? I want to know what you think. We got another no, yes, no. Okay. I'm biracial, but I say no, yes, yes. I would say you got some learnings to do. Hold on. Let me see what we got. She said no. Yes. Yes. Okay, no. Anytime you have to say I'm biracial, but you probably about to say some bullshit. Let's be honest. You probably about to say some bullshit. But you tried. I'm not too mad. You know what I'm saying? WS stands for waffle supremacy. Someone else said no, yes, no. Shout out to Latasha for getting the answers right. Waffle supremacy, it's a thing. It exists worldwide. You know what I'm saying? No, yes, no is the correct answer. Shout out to TJ Yee. Yes, it's a tool of finding. It's like COINTELPRO. I know that's right. Hey, TJ, you in the right place. I hear you. Shout out to TJ. Y'all, we are over 2K likes. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to let y'all come up if you want. Feel free to send a request. Come on up and talk with me. Also, don't forget to donate to our nonprofit, Bring Down Babylon. Our nonprofit is B1 Initiative Foundation, where we're teaching history and black culture. We're setting up a Wikipedia-like site for brothers and sisters to learn about African history. Doing a lot of great things. Join our Discord. It's amazing. We got a lot going on. Well, you being biracial is probably the reason you would feel shunned. Now, you could have said you was black and we would have just accepted you. But you keep centering your identity around your non-whiteness instead of your blackness, and that's where it gets weird. That's where it gets weird. You keep saying, I'm not fully white. Instead of saying, I'm black, y'all. I'm with y'all. I'm just a black person with a white parent. Instead, you keep saying, "Oh, I'm just, I'm biracial. I'm too racist." You're not too racist. Biracial is a description, not a race. You're describing to us where you come from, your parents. We asking what you are. You a black woman. That's it. Nobody black cares that you are biracial until you start going around telling everybody that you biracial. That's when it gets weird. White people can be pro-black, but it takes a long time to be educated. I disagree. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I don't think there is one, not one, that can be pro-black. I think that's like saying ice can catch on fire.
What up, bro?
More order. Could you give us your age, your race, and your pronouns, please?
42. I'm Asiatic. I don't do pronouns, bro. In my 40s. I don't. Nobody tell me what to say.
Oh, okay. So you one of those.
Yeah, I'm one of them. I don't
All right.
change with the weather.
All right. Bye bye. Age, race, and pronouns when you come on my stage. If you're a weirdo, you don't have to be up here. That is how it works. I feel like Jamie Foxx in that clip. What is I'm your conscience. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Jamie Foxx in that clip. He's like, I'm your conscience. He was tearing that dude up. Oh no, I'm not playing games with y'all today. And the funny thing is, what the brothers and sisters don't understand is when you come up here, I understand that, in our culture, historically, we didn't have pronouns. We didn't have a thing with pronouns, right? So if you come up here and you say, your age, I'm 25, I'm black, and, You just refer to yourself as man or woman. I'll let that slide. I will. I'll just let that slide. It's not what I asked you, but I'll let it slide because I'll assume you're ignorant to what's going on. That's cool. Where it gets problematic is when you say you don't do pronouns. When you say that, I can't have a nuanced conversation with you because I think you're a weirdo. You do pronouns. You think you're a he. You just want me to assume it because you want me to read your mind. But I'm on the internet and everyone's weird here. Everyone does their own thing. So, that being the case, mhm, if I wanted attention, you'd be giving it to me by being in my comments. See how that works? Thank y'all for tapping like, tapping like. Hey man, I'll be honest, man. I see a lot of people using my show, man. I see a lot of people using my show. It's kind of interesting. Very interesting. I keep seeing my live on other people's live. All right, someone down there is obsessed with YouTube. I don't know why. I think you're trying to get a conversation started about YouTube. That's not what we're talking about. Bye bye. What does war have to do with anything? Hmm? This is the weird. Yeah, the comments are troll. I'm about to say the same thing. Like, what is up with these comments? Um, I don't know. I'm about to block y'all. I'm blocking a lot of people right now. What's up with this? This guy has 48,000 followers and he's still getting blocked. It's crazy. What else is going on? I will block anybody. I don't give a damn. I blocked people with millions of followers. Like, okay, Kumasi. Shout out to Kumasi, man. Somebody with some sense has finally commented again. Besides Laura. It's weird that you said segregate us. That's interesting because that's what your people do. So I think you're projecting, my friend. I think you're projecting. Nah, you be killing it, Laura. You be doing your thing. Um, why is someone asking me about the corn industry? That is wild. That is wild. I don't know why that's on your mind. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. And it's really random. Really random. We got some weirdos in here tonight. I don't know what he's talking about. You can go. Bye bye, my friend. A lot of trolly spammy comments today. It's been quite alive already. Peace, Black Swan. What's going on? Peace, Miss Sean. Isn't it weird when thin-lipped people say, "Why do you want segregation?" Because that's what they do, and they think it's going to be done back to them, and they're projecting their own hostility towards us. Very interesting. Thank you, Black Swan. No, yes, no is the correct answer. If you don't stop talking about this corn, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. If you're horny, go handle that. Why are you in my comments? You coexist with your people I don't know what that means, Sean. I don't know what that means. Sounds like you're in the Klan. I think they they can try. You know what? Anyone can try to be anything. I can try to be a goose. Anyone can try anything. I can give them that. They can try and try, but they will only get in the way. Just like me trying to fly with the geese. They're gonna be like, if you don't get out our way, man, trying to get to this bread. Exactly, Laura. Hey man, some of y'all in these comments like your bread untoasted and it shows. You're untoasted just like your bread and it shows. Raw bread. You know what I'm saying? Crustless, untoasted vanilla bread. That's what I'm getting out the comments right now. Some of y'all like untoasted Wonder Bread and milk. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what you guys be eating. Cow milk, whole milk. You know what I'm saying? The kind that's like when you drink it, the roof of your mouth is kind of greasy. Whole milk and Wonder Bread. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all eat an American flag for breakfast, but you only eat the white stripes and the stars. You only eat the white stripes and the stars. You cut everything else out. I can tell. Who else wants to come up? All right, somebody wants to come up. Let's see what they're talking about.
Yo.
Greetings, greetings. Could you give us your age, race, and pronouns, please?
Yeah, 23. I'm white. And you said my age and
Your
my
pronouns.
pronouns? She, her.
Talk to us.
What's up, man? So, I mean, the first question here, can white people be pro black allies? I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't, I'm not an advocate for, like, I don't abuse people or, like, I don't get abused, but I'm still an advocate for people getting abused, right? So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't see why that would be a problem. You know what I mean?
Would it be a problem for you?
No, like with white people being at pro black alleys.
First of all, you keep saying allies. Ally is a name.
Sorry, my
The,
bad.
the word is allies.
I got you here.
But also, when you say you don't think it would be a problem, it's kind of interesting because you probably wouldn't think racism is a problem.
So why can't there be white people that advocate for black people?
Why does advocating for black people mean that you're pro black?
So I mean, I guess you have to understand what you mean by pro black allies.
Hmm. Pro black means prioritizing your actions and values with what's in the best interest of building the black community. Do you think there are white people whose priority is against their own self interest and the interest of their community to prioritize building with black people?
Yeah, I don't see a problem with this. I don't see a problem with white people
I think
being
it's
an
weird. I
advocate.
think it's weird when we say like, "What's wrong with this? What's the problem with this?" I think that's projecting. No one said anything was problem or wrong. I'm just saying, tell me one white person in history that has prioritized above their self interest and the interests of their community building with black people.
Yeah, so I don't know this, right? The question says, can white people be pro black allies? Yes, this is true. I'm not
You
saying that
didn't
they're
answer my question. I will say it a third time. Name one white person in history that
I
has
just answered your question.
prioritized.
I said I don't know. I can't just think of one on top of
So
my head.
then so then say that there are none because there are none. And so that would mean that you're just making up an answer that means that you just believe white people can be anything they put their minds to. Is that correct?
Regardless of the wait, say that again.
What you're saying basically is I could have put anything after the word be and you would have said yes because you didn't know what pro black was and you don't have an example of a pro black white person, but you're still willing to say yes to two things you don't even know what the hell you're even talking about because it says white people and you just believe white people can be anything.
Yeah, I don't see why white people could not be pro black.
You said that you're pro
The
black,
same reason
correct?
that somebody that is getting abused, I could be an advocate for them.
See, now being an advocate for someone that's abused, do you think that benefits them?
Well, I don't think it. Um,
Don't I
yeah,
didn't ask you what you don't think it is. Does
yeah,
it
probably
benefit?
not. I don't know how it would not benefit them.
Stop saying don't make it a double negative. Does it benefit them? Yes or no?
Yeah,
You have a effed up sense of morality. That's sick. So when you save someone, you think that they owe you something?
no, absolutely not. I'm not
So
saying
then
anybody just about like. I mean, my friends are. I mean, my friends. There's some. I got some trans people that I'm friends with. I'm a very pro advocate for.
oh no, please don't tokenize. Please don't do that.
No, no,
Um
no, 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 no. Because
no,
it's
yeah, yes you
an
are. Don't do
analogy,
it. Don't
right?
do it.
You
Don't
gotta
do it.
understand
Don't do
an
it.
analogy. I don't have to
Don't do it.
be. I don't have to be something
I guarantee you
to be
that
pro.
you are not pro trans and I guarantee you are not pro black.
What do you? What is your? What do you? What would you like again? Like, what would you consider being pro black?
If I stop a woman from being SA'd, does that make me a feminist?
No,
Hmm. See how that works?
no, because that
How do
yeah,
you not see how that works? I just
that
advocated for
analogy
that
made no
woman.
sense. That analogy
How
made no
does
sense.
it made Hey, everybody, tap one in the comments. Put the number one in the comments if that analogy made sense. Tell me if I'm tripping. Put one in the comments if that analogy made sense.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
that
ones. That's a lot of ones. I don't know. Look, it's even coming up as most sent. Wow, that's a lot of ones.
I don't
Shout
think
out
it
to
made no
everybody
sense
sending
because
ones. Hey, that's what's up. I think that analogy made sense, my friend.
yeah, I don't have to be something to advocate for that. I can be out of that norm, right? Out of that society to be for that society. Just like the pro Palestine, pro Israel, the people that are pro
Are you pro
Palestine.
Palestine?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not.
Well, then I mean that's I mean that's okay. I mean sure. I mean you want to say it's okay to commit a genocide, then that's fine.
I didn't say that.
That's definitely what you're saying by saying you're pro Israel.
I never said I was pro Israel.
Okay, if you're not pro Palestine, then what are you?
Pro black. Groovy, baby.
Yes, I don't know why I have to be the something to advocate. This is a problem, right? Because this you're just informing.
Advocating is not helping anybody. I'm sorry.
So
Just
okay, so your suggestion is just not advocate for me. It's not
being
to.
pro black is not advocating. It's being
So
an anti-racist.
so
Do
please
you know the
understand.
do
Please
you
help me
know the
understand. I guess
difference?
right? Because like, what is the
Please stop it with your smug attitude. I'm a black man you're talking to about his own people, and you're being very smug. Instead of listening and learning, you're really just telling me what pro black means by your definition and telling me to accept it. And I'm telling you that advocating for black people is not doing them a favor. It's just being a human being. It's just you being someone with a conscience. It is not pro-black. It is anti-racist. And at best, it's not even that, to be honest. Because if you were an anti-racist, you wouldn't be anywhere near black people. Because black people are not the racists. If you're an anti-racist, then you're fighting racism where it exists the most, in the white community. Oh my.
Yeah. So do you want me to stop advocating for black people?
Yes, I do. I want you to go into the white community. I want you to go into the white community
Because
and
I'm
address
white.
the people. I want you to address the people that are actually racist and use the complexion of protection that you have and speak to them that will listen to you. Oh my.
Yeah. So, okay. So you white people can't be advocates for black people.
Again, it just doesn't mean you're pro-black. It just means you're a person.
Yeah, being black is just
White people want pats on the backs for just being regular people. Oh my.
Yeah, I don't think what like God or anything by um being an advocate for.
I don't believe in your God. I don't believe in your God. I believe in the ancestors.
All right. So I don't know if you like you can't believe, right? You can't believe in what you're saying. Like it's actually pretty crazy.
That was insulting. Don't say that. I believe you're unintelligent, but I didn't tell you that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can keep things in your mind and not say them, but I will not. So this is the thing, right? Black people need advocating for. I mean, there is racism in this society that we live upon.
There
Do you
would be no
do you
such thing as
understand?
racism if you left us the hell alone, because then
Yeah,
we'd
I'm
be
not
by
racist,
ourselves.
so and I'm not.
No, yes, you are. You definitely are. Now I got to use my real voice. You definitely are. Don't ever play yourself. See,
Yeah, I'm
that's
not.
how. Now
Yeah,
you done messed up.
I'm
Now
not
you
racist.
done messed up. Nah, now you messed up. You
So how
know
am I
damn
racist?
well.
How,
You
so
know
I'm
damn
racist
well.
for advocating for a black person.
Do you believe? Do you believe? Do you believe that all
I
men
think you're
are
fucking crazy
misogynists?
though. That you're telling me I'm
Do
racist
you,
to that I'm advocating for black people. And I'm not like sitting there like again, I'm not like sitting there like protecting black people at every cost on the street. What
you
I'm
have
saying
never
is
protected a black person in your life.
I'm sorry?
You have never protected anyone black.
Okay, so that's a lie, right? I definitely have stopped racism semantics in front of my eyes, so that's a lie.
That's not
That's
protection.
yeah, so like you're
That's
lying.
not protection.
You like lying? Is this a common theme for you?
Do you like unseasoned chicken?
Yeah.
Oh my.
So are you being racist now? Is this what you are?
Serious
Because you
question.
just said a white person can't be an advocate for black.
Oh, she muted herself.
Shit. Fuck.
All right, you're cursing.
Yourself. I gotta call. I gotta call.
Have a day. We're gonna go to the next guest. Oh snap! I got people in here. What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on?
What up?
So whoever's at the bottom, you have a bunch of numbers in your name. You have to turn your camera on and turn it off. And the person at the top, Arlene, you have to turn your camera on and turn it back off to stay up here, or TikTok is going to drop you. It's not me, it's TikTok. TikTok will drop you. All right. Black Swan, what's good, sister?
Peace, Brother Legend. How are you?
Peace, peace. I'm well.
That was an interesting conversation. So let me just, for the sake of the room, I am Black. My age is 33, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm
Okay.
going to answer the questions the way they should be answered.
Mhm.
Can YT people be pro-Black allies? No, they cannot. No, they cannot. Pro-Blackness is something that is only for Black people that prioritize the progression of their own community. It's something that we need for ourselves, void of anything else. Does not involve YT people in any way, shape, or form. So no, they cannot be pro-Black allies. And it's interesting because the perspective that the last viewer had, right, and I think a lot of YT people see it this way, where they think that they should be alongside the Black community if they want to help the Black community. But we don't. Like, you don't go, swim in the ocean with the dolphins and do a trash sweep, right? You go and you
Right.
stop the things that you are doing that are polluting the ocean, right? Companies need to change up what they're doing. They got to find another way to operate and survive, right? Because it doesn't make any sense for us to go in there and ask them, "Hey, what can I do to help you guys?" You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense at all in any way, shape, or form. Being pro-Black is for Black people only. YT people, if you want to help, your job is anti-racism. Your job is to go talk to your community, unpack what is inherently there, dismantle systems, and that's just it.
What
Um,
systems would white
I'm
people have
sorry,
to
I'm talking.
dismantle?
I'm sorry, I'm talking. Can you mute, please? Thanks. So, are interracial marriages a tool of WS? They most certainly are. One specific example I could give is blancamiento, and that was people uh, marrying Europeans in order to move up in social class. And that's something that happened in a lot of Hispanic countries. So it's most definitely been a tool of YT supremacy. I think it's also it's a quote. You said it. I can't remember, but
Mm.
when you said it, it was perfect. The YT woman is sent into the Black community to disarm the Black man. When you said that,
Mhm.
it clicked. It made so many things make sense, right? Because what happens anytime a Black man is in proximity to a YT woman?
Mm.
We understand that dynamic. We know what happens. And can
Mhm.
Black and YT cultures peacefully coexist? No, they cannot. Um, like just said it, anytime we are in proximity to YTness, it's dangerous for us. And we have hundreds of years to show us proof of that, right? A lot of people think that just because we're not in chattel slavery anymore, specifically here in America at least, things have gotten better for us, but they have not. When you look at the wealth gap between the YT community and the Black community, when you look at the school to prison pipeline, when you look at the infant and maternal mortality rate for Black women versus YT women, right? We're talking about Black women and white women going into a hospital, being able to give birth to their babies. Black women are 3 times more likely to not make it out alive of that process.
Mhm.
Until we can safely have our children, we will never be able to peacefully coexist. And I stand on that. I'll land there.
All right. Whew. Thank you for that word. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'm in my soft era today. I'm talking a little bit softer because my mic, when we hear the playback, my mic is always distorted. So I'm going to be talking a little bit softer today.
Because
But
literally,
anyway, yeah, what's good, brother?
you know what, the white saviorism it was fascinating that they can't see. A lot of people, white people, cannot see like the contradiction. And I think the best analogy for like why white savior, like the whole conversation was centering herself is like why can't I be a pro black ally, blah 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 blah. And I would put it like this: how would I best be an advocate for killer whales or for orcas? Is the best way for me to be an advocate for orcas or killer whales is for me to go to SeaWorld and start telling people off? Like, hey, stop, no, stop putting things in the tank. Hey, stop touching the dolphins like that. Stop touching,
Uh-huh.
like, or would my time be best spent as a human being advocating against other human beings for the existence of SeaWorld. Me going to SeaWorld and telling people off about how they deal with the orcas, like, that's not going to change the fact that the fundamentally SeaWorld exists and those orcas are trapped in little chambers. Like, no matter how I told people to engage with SeaWorld, like, it's not going to change the fact that SeaWorld exists and SeaWorld is an oppressive system against killer whales. So, like, me going to and telling people to change their conduct whilst they're at SeaWorld doesn't do anything. Me telling people, hey man, stop taking pictures. You're not supposed to take pictures whilst during the performance. Like, that doesn't change anything. Like the killer whale is still in a tank. The killer whale has still been kidnapped from its natural environment. The killer whale is still trapped and fundamentally oppressed. And the best use of my time as a human being is to go and speak to other human beings who will listen to me as a human being and tell them that SeaWorld is fundamentally wrong as a concept. Like, I think that's the best analogy that I can come up with in terms of, like, it's just crazy. It would be like it would literally be like me going to SeaWorld and telling people, hey, change your behavior whilst you're at SeaWorld. So
That's
the orca
facts.
doesn't care. The orca just knows that it's trapped in a tank.
Right.
And
Well,
What do we tell the white people? Then,
appreciate
bro?
that. All right, hold on. I am that whatever. Can you just wait, my friend? I'm coming to you. I'm gonna ask you to
Y'all
introduce
ain't saying a whole
yourself.
lot of nothing. What do we tell the
What?
white people? Tell me,
Relax.
man.
Calm down. Calm down. Let's first of all give Africa Debunked his flowers. That was a wonderful analogy. I'm probably going to use it in the future. Also, y'all, we got to get to 50K, and by 50K I mean 50K likes up here in this corner. You'll see that there's 26, 27 now likes. Keep tapping like, y'all. Tap like, tap like. When we get to 50K, I will be turning the comments back on. In the meantime, if you want to comment, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, we'll turn the comments back on at 50K. Keep tapping as you listen along. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right, now we'll go to Mr. I'm That 1%. Go ahead, talk to us.
Hey, so what do
Give
we
us
tell the white people, man? From
okay,
that well
real quick,
analogy we got, what do we tell the white people? I'm
real
just
quick.
curious.
Give us your age, your race, and your pronouns, please, as we cannot see your
I'm
face.
25 and I'm black according to you guys, but I would say I'm Samoan.
And your
But I just want to know,
pronouns?
what do you tell? What are we supposed to tell the white people?
Do you prefer to be a he or a she or a they?
He, I guess.
All right. And we're not telling them anything.
Well, he just said if we were to go and white people can't be pro-black or pro with us, what do we tell the white people? What do we
What do
go
you mean
tell
us?
them?
You said you're Samoan. That's interesting. Do you have African ancestry?
Bro, I literally look black, bro. Like my dad looks black. So, did you know what? Like, I don't know. Do you want me to be considered black, or you want to be
When I was
considered
a kid,
Samoan?
when I was a kid, when I was a kid, I looked Asian. Does that mean I should tell people I'm Japanese? Because I swear to God,
I don't
if I
know.
show you a picture of me when I was a kid, I looked Asian. Does it just matter how you look now? Is that all we need? Oh wow, this guy just cured.
I don't know.
We can
I'd
do whatever we
rather call
want,
myself
guys.
Samoan than black, honestly.
What?
I'd rather call myself Samoan than black because black is the construct that white people gave you guys. You know that, right?
Samoan, honestly,
Like the only reason why you guys call yourself black is because you don't know your real ancestral heritage.
here goes
That's what I
this
mean.
bullshit again.
That's what I mean.
My
You know,
friend, we know exactly where we're from and who
so
we
you're
are.
telling you don't know where you're from, and you don't know who you could be Native
Yes, we do.
American for all we know, bro.
I'm
So
not
my
Native
question
American.
is,
I'm an African.
you don't know that though.
Yes, I do.
So you know your ancestral heritage.
Yeah, I do.
Then what are you?
I'm from Africa, and I'm in America.
You're from Africa. Okay, what part? What
Mhm.
African are you?
All Africa belongs to me, and I belong to
Doesn't.
Africa. Shout
So
out to the
again,
Africans.
what do we tell the white people, bro? Because honestly, man,
You know
you're
what's
like
interesting?
slow
All
right
you
now.
care about is
Them.
what white people call you and what you want to tell white people. It's very interesting. Why don't you go marry them then?
Well, that's the whole thing you're preaching. You're preaching, hey, people are white people can't be pro-black, and this guy's giving an analogy.
Why do you care? You're not black.
Why do I care? Because I'm not black?
You're not one of us. You have no African ancestry.
Because I'm American?
No, you're American. You know American is a name that they gave you, right?
Yeah, so is black, right?
Samoan people didn't choose to be American.
Actually, we did. I'm first generation. So
you guys traveled to Europe and said, "Hey guys,
no,
we
traveled to America and we became
I think America traveled to you.
Just doesn't matter. We chose to be American. I mean,
it doesn't matter. Yo, the cognitive dissonance.
Let me ask you, bro. Let me ask
my
you
friend.
Let me ask you something. Hey, is rap black culture?
Is The Rock Samoan culture?
No, is rap black culture?
Is Fast and Furious Samoan culture?
I'm asking you. You're skipping over my question on purpose, bro. Because you're dodging it. Why are you dodging the question?
Rap is an African tradition that goes back thousands of years.
No, it's not, brother.
Yes, it is.
So
I'm not your brother.
Let me say,
I'm not your mother.
What do you think?
I'm not your friend.
You know who Young
You're
Thug
not black.
You know who Young Thug is?
No, who is he? Enlighten me.
You don't know? Okay, then I can't. Then I don't know. I guess you're out of touch with your own culture, I guess.
Excuse me? I know more about my culture than
well, you don't know
a lot of my people.
You're from Africa, but you don't know what kind of African you are. What African are you, bro?
I'm all of Africa. Shout out to the Africans.
Nothing. I bet you
I like saying I'm African.
Have you even been to Africa, bro?
Do you need to go to China to be Chinese? Do you need to go to Asia to be Asian? Do you need to go to India to be Indian?
Well, you got to be born there, and you got to know your heritage and your bloodline, and you don't know your bloodline or your heritage. All you're saying is
when someone says they're Indian, you know that India is a very big place, right? Do you tell them to go back to which village they're from? Like, do you tell them? Do you know exactly which village your great grandparents are from? And what happens? And what happens if you have a problem with not shutting up? So I'm gonna just mute you. So what happens when someone from one part of India moves to another part of India, and then they move to America? Which part of India is the American Indian from? Like an Indian American person? Like what? Like
well, you're gonna have to ask
do they claim their mother's side that was from East India, or do they claim their father's side that was closer to Pakistan? Like, what if their parents are from two different parts of India, right? And like does it matter which part of the land they're from?
Tell me they're Nigerian. They're not going to tell me they're South African. They're going to tell me they're Nigerian. I know Somalians.
You know Nigeria is a country, right?
They're not Nigerian.
You know Nigeria is a country, right?
Yeah,
ask me my nationality. Ask me my nationality.
What's your nationality?
My nationality is American.
Okay, great. And what's your bloodline?
African.
Dude, no.
See how that works?
Continent, buddy.
Shout out to the Africans.
Yeah, where are you from, dude?
I don't feel like I have to answer that. Are you finished or are you done?
No, I'm just wondering because and also I just want to talk to Black Swan. What was the thing about you were saying white women are ruining black households or taking your black men? What?
I didn't say that.
She didn't say that. We're moving. And isn't that weird? Because people like that will go around telling people they're black and saying anti-black stuff like what he was saying. And then people will look at us and say, hey, I have a black friend. And he said it's okay to call you the N-word. And he said, he said Young Thug is your culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyway. Yeah. Marmar up top has her hand raised. We're gonna go to Marmar. Because I can see her camera. Could you give us your age, race, and pronouns, please?
Age 30, race black, pronouns she, her, hers.
All right, thank you. Talk to us.
I'm married to a white man. I live in Sweden.
Oh, no.
He's Swedish. Can white people be pro-black allies? To an extent, I would agree. Is interracial marriage a tool of white WS? It can be, especially if the parents don't teach their kid. To be fair, I'm half Native Mexican, not white, Mexican, and
Right.
I would say that depending on the time of year, depending on the country I'm in, as a mixed person that looks generally racially ambiguous, if you look at my profile, I've been mistaken as Korean looking like that with relaxed hair. And I lived in Korea at the time. So, and I've also been mistaken as white by an American black guy living in Korea with looking like that. And so it's just like racially ambiguous people, depending on the society that they're in, they can be mistaken as different races, but still are the race they are. Indigenous to Mexico, yes, Sinaloa. And I would say that with all that information, my kids are still going to end up looking white. And we're going to be living in Sweden. Yeah, they'll be American, half American. I'll forbid them from being able to say that because that is not an identity. But I just think that, yes, it can be a tool of WS if you don't educate your kids, which is what happens when race abolitionists, like whoever was talking before, has been raised in the society that doesn't teach them what I would say hardships their people have faced, a history of their people, anything to do with their people, to the point that they think that like anything goes, and it pisses me off. And the last question, can black and white cultures peacefully coexist? In America, no. In a lot of other countries, still no. Like, I've lived all over the world, and I still think it's difficult to the extent of peacefulness when the point of people still like being treated differently within at least a few different systems. Let's say the hospital system still exists. So peacefully, to an extent, yes, but truthfully, no. And it's unfortunate, and I don't know how that's ever going to get fixed, especially with the SeaWorld explanation. It really depressed me, and now I just don't know a way forward for people other than for everyone to eventually become mixed, and I don't know for a way forward outside of that. Thank God for immigration. Let me say that.
In the
Sister, has there ever been
Go
a
ahead.
historical where creating biracial children has ended racism? Because it's not like that theory has not been tried out before.
No, I'm not saying it would.
Just what you just said. You just said I don't know what the solution would be unless we all become like biracial,
No,
or
I don't
we all
mean
become,
biracial. I mean multiracial. I
or,
mean
or
so
unless we all
mixed that,
become multiracial. But
yeah.
we've tried that out before. There's
I don't know
that
if
theory's been put to
we've
the
tried that
test.
before.
There's the whole South American continent where people are
Yeah,
multiracial, and it has not stopped
that's true.
anti-blackness. Yes, we can look
Yeah.
at Brazil. We can look at Brazil where people are
Even in
multiracial.
monoracial cultures, and anti or colorism still exists. So
No. Brazil is viciously anti-black.
no, I
Viciously.
agree. I agree with that. I'm just
Yeah,
saying that
and
when
so when you say that, we've that theory has been like put to the test, and it's been put to the test, and it's shown to be completely unwanting and completely
yeah,
just like false. Just
I don't
because
know
you have
way forward then, to be
I,
honest.
the way you put forward is to end the global hegemony where the norms and the power is put in a certain place. That's how you. I think that's how it's ended. But
Yeah,
like
but
this idea of just, huh?
how does that happen though? Still,
How does that happen?
yeah,
I
the
think
people in power are never going to give up the power. How's it going to happen?
and I think that's when you go into but I think when you accept that, I think that's when you come to more radical conclusions.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the radical solution then?
Oh, we know. We know. We just can't talk about it on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I mean,
it has
I
worked in the
agree.
past. The radical solution
Actually, what you
always
said
works.
about But I think fundamentally, what you said about like multiracialism, as much as it seems nice when you say it, when you actually
Mm,
like look at history and you actually put that idea under the lights, it doesn't it's never worked. Just sleeping together does not remove anti-blackness, and it doesn't undo anti-black oppression. And we can see that in Brazil where There's people where we have mestizo populations, where we have highly mixed populations, people of European, African, and indigenous descent. And anti-blackness is still vicious. And just that the closer you are to presenting as African, you still face anti-blackness worse than in many other places. So unfortunately, I don't know if your theory kind of like stands up to scrutiny.
It was a bit of a run by, but I'd say that the least that people can do is teach their kids about how people are treated differently in society and get them to have some fucking empathy.
Okay, so here's my thing, right? In the what's the name of that world? Water world? What's the name of it?
SeaWorld?
In the SeaWorld analogy, you're like a whale that married the owner of SeaWorld, right? Like,
I mean, I get it. Yeah. I had to teach him how to not be
you can't
low-key
teach him that. You
racist.
can't teach him how to be a whale. But he will always look at you as one. And that's
No,
where
I
it
don't
gets
think so,
weird.
though.
He does not look at you the same way he looks at other white T people.
I
I
don't.
mean, I'm sure he might have convinced you of that, but even if you say he did, right? His people don't.
No, his
And
people
even
for sure, but like his people aren't him though.
are they?
They're not.
Mm.
I'll say he's one of the good ones.
Sounds like yeah, that's not true. Because just because he loves you doesn't mean he loves your people. It doesn't mean he
No,
sees
but he has to
me as the
learn.
same as you. It doesn't mean he sees people like the black side of your family the same way he sees you. And that's the problem is when you go into an interracial relationship. This is what Black Swan was saying was it puts a form of hypnosis over marginalized and oppressed people during their oppression. I'm going to repeat that because you said you were indigenous to Mexico and black. During your people's oppression, right now, you've chose to fall in love with one of the people that currently, right now, still oppress your people. So,
I mean, but race is different in Sweden, and he's not American.
no, it's not different. It's not. I swear to, I know for a fact there is racism the same way
No, there
in
is racism in
Sweden.
a similar way, but it's not
I'm
the
6'4". I'm 6'4". Look, hold on. Let me get this off. Let me show her what this melanin. I'm 6'4". Okay, I got
same.
locks. You understand? I'm a monster to those people. You kidding me? You telling me I'm
I mean,
walking
they're all
around
6'4"
Sweden and they're
over
treating
here.
me like Ben Affleck? Are you serious? Like, come on now. Come
What
on,
do you
stop
mean by
playing with me. I
Ben
come home
Affleck?
with someone's daughter. You telling me they're gonna treat me like Tom Cruise?
It depends on the family, to be
You
honest.
are full of it. See, this is the
Hey, come
problem.
on.
You've been eating too much mayonnaise. And that's cool. That's cool. But your people are still oppressed. Sweden don't have no resources. Sweden has a lot of gold that comes from Africa. They are currently oppressing that black side of you. And they also are taking advantage of Western imperialism and capitalism, which comes off the backs of your people in Mexico. Yeah, Mexico,
I
their
hear your
labor.
point. I just don't fully agree, but I
Well,
see the
can
point.
I jump in real quick?
All
When
right,
you
yeah, go ahead.
with the hypnosis, right? It was interesting because you tried to skip right over this, but you also kind of admitted exactly to the dynamic that we're speaking about, right? You talked about how he is quote unquote one of the good ones, but his
Sure.
family doesn't see you that way.
No, his family is.
But and has he ever gone to his family to correct that?
Oh yeah,
But
but
they don't,
but
but
in
and they
a
still don't see you that way.
well, see, the history.
But then
I
she
don't know
says
how to
it's different.
explain it,
It's
but
different,
a
but they
lot
don't
of
see her
Swedish
that
people
way.
are traumatized from very toxic upbringings of like what's the word, DV, and just general dysfunction. So you'll find that a lot of Swedish people who can break out of that cut their family off. And the family he has cut off are absolutely nuts. Not in a racist way, but in a,
Yeah, they're racist.
well, yeah, okay, in a
They're
racist way.
racist. Don't lie to me. Don't
If
lie
they
to me.
listen,
They're
Marmar, if they
still in the
can't get it
picture.
right with their own, what makes you think
Sister,
that they would get it
No,
right
they'll
with
never be able to
you?
get anything right with their own because even like if I wasn't in the picture, he still wouldn't be able to mingle with his family in that way, even though he's one of them.
it wasn't because of
So
racism, it's because of their own dysfunction.
Yeah,
And
and I'm just saying that they dysfunctional as hell. Europe probably just generally dysfunction as hell.
do you know,
So can't fix that. That's a whole
sis-
different
This is
problem.
the hypnosis
sister?
talking.
I'm just wondering. Like, you come
Yeah,
from two separate people that have
sure.
both been separately complete from two completely different sides of the world, from South America and from Africa, who have both been oppressed by these Europeans. And you're how did you feel comfortable getting into a relationship with someone like whose family hadn't even like stopped being racist? Like,
Oh,
why
because
would you
he's
throw
not in
yourself into that kind of
communication with their
oppressive
family
dynamic?
members. I'm not going to have to ever see them. People can just be
But
racist. They're
just
going to
because
be
you don't have to
racist
see them,
anyway.
That
Nothing's
can't
going to
be
do about
healthy.
that.
No therapist is going to say it's healthy for you
Nothing's
to
going
hop
to
into
stop
a
them from being
relationship.
the way they are.
No therapist
no,
would ever say
nothing
it's
because
healthy for you to start a relationship with someone that cannot be around their family, no matter
I'm
what the
sorry. If I
reason
went to
is.
university in America, which I did, but if I went to university today in America, like as a student, and I encounter someone who's very obviously racist, what is the option there? Try to educate them or just leave them to be the way they are? Because
you
it's
would
not worth the effort. You're
then
not going to
wouldn't you
Not
convince
wouldn't
them
marrying
you?
of
them.
their
Let's
ways.
try that. Let's
So
try
just turn
that. Let's
around
try
and walk
not
away.
marrying them. Let's try that first.
So
I think that's a good solution.
if you guys have children together,
Hmm?
that child is gonna be estranged from one half of like their entire family, or one half
That's
from
just the way it's got to be.
and you don't think that's a dysfunctional dynamic to knowingly bring a child into,
No,
when
I
you could
don't think
just
so.
when you could just be with
If
an
they have
indigenous
their immediate
person.
family and at least one side of the family, I don't think it's
You don't think
dysfunctional at all.
you don't think it's dysfunctional as an indigenous slash black person to knowingly enter a relationship with a person who is not, and potentially create a child with someone who's, and that child's not going to be able to see half of their family,
That's
These are
just the
the
way it has to be.
no,
They're not
no.
going to
So but see
appreciate
that
how that
but
person
but
is.
and you
They're
didn't
going to
but
just see them as
and that
whatever they see them as and then be racist towards them. You want that to happen for them?
didn't and that was
no,
complete.
yeah, you shouldn't have had children in that environment.
Just
But
because people won't change doesn't mean that
But you could
you
have just
have to
been.
change your life based
no,
on
no,
that.
no. But here's the
You can
thing.
just turn around and look around and look
Here's the
the other
thing.
way.
Here's the thing. You paid the price to sell your soul, right? And you're convincing people that did not sell their soul that it's okay to sell your soul. It's
I'm
just a
sorry, what are you
soul.
advocating for?
Hold
Are
on,
you
hold on, hold
advocating
on,
for
hold on.
me to
But
marry
this
a
one,
black or native person
let me talk,
because they
please.
get it?
Listen. You have already decided what you're willing to pay for a proximity to people that have oppressed both sides of your heritage. You have
That's literally
already,
not it. Swedish people
hold
didn't
on.
invade
You cannot
Mexico.
keep,
Swedish people didn't invade America.
stop narrowing it down to the nationality. You know that all of Europe oppressed your people on both sides. Stop
I don't
playing.
think Sweden was part of that
Yes, they
still.
were. Yes, they were. And you know how they
Cite the
were?
sources.
You
I
Sweden
know
do
how
Sweden
not.
they were?
practiced slavery. Stop it. Sweden practiced slavery. Stop it. They abolished it in the 1860s. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
1860s.
All right, but then also not only that, even if they want to, because like the Polish, for example, they always love to bring up how they didn't have any part in it, but the problem is they still did business in the economy
No,
that
but
was
they
built
use
off of
that
it.
to say that other people don't have issues, that you're not experiencing racism because they didn't participate, they don't get it. But like I'm saying the white people who get it can get it.
There are none that get it. And first of
That's
all,
just false. Like
there.
honestly, if
All
you
right,
don't
all
think
right, all
that
right. So where are they? Name an organization that's focused on
it doesn't have
repairing
to be an
racism.
organization. I'm saying that's
No,
the
no,
problem
no. You
partially.
said they get it. There's 200 million
No,
white
I'm not
people in
saying
America
all white
alone.
people get
There's
it.
like
I'm
another.
saying
Wait, hold
some
on,
white people get
hold
it.
on.
I'm not saying
You
there's a
got to
whole
stop interrupting the
organization
host. This is
of
your
white people
problem.
who
Is
get
that
it. I'm saying that
you
like
talking more than you listen. You talking more than you listen. Relax. Calm down. Listen. You said there are those out there that get it, right? There are those out there that get lacrosse. Lacrosse is not a very popular sport. There are people out there that get it. They get together and they play games all over the place. Not many people watch lacrosse, but there's enough to get together and have lacrosse leagues, to have little tournaments. They're all over the world. From the Europe to America, there are lacrosse tournaments that go on, right? Not a very popular sport. I've never even touched a lacrosse stick. This is what they do. What I'm trying to say is, you're saying people get it. And I'm trying to show you how that is not true, because there are less people that get racism than people that get lacrosse, and lacrosse is not even a popular sport. Where are the people that get it? Where are they? What organization have they started? What freedom movement have they started to liberate your people from oppression? What Swedish dollars have been spent to try to end oppression of Black people? Where are they? Where are they? I just want to know, because you're telling me that they get it, and there's millions of them. So you're telling me even if there's 1%, let's say just in America alone, because I don't know how many Europeans are in Europe, but in America alone, there's 200 million European descendants. If 1% of them get it, that means that there's 2 million somewhere in this country.
European descendants, like that's just white people. Like, what do you mean? That's like white Americans is what I mean.
All right, I was
That's
trying not to
insane.
say that because we're on TikTok and saying that word
Okay, but
over and
if you say
over.
European
Kinda.
Americans, that's just regular white people in America who are just hella racist because they're American. It doesn't. I'm just saying it's not across the board in Europe. Okay, I'm not saying racism doesn't happen in Europe.
So then,
Racism
where
does
are
happen here.
they?
Anti-blackness is
All right.
global.
It's time to use metaphors on you again, Marmar, because
Okay.
it's not clicking. All right, so I'm Sweden, right? My neighbor is putting van loads of little children in his basement. I see them screaming. I see videos online of what's going on. And my neighbor, I approach them and I say, "Hey man, I see you putting kids in your basement. I don't like that." He says, "Listen, to keep you quiet, I'll give you $1,000 a day. I'll give you $1,000 a day. You don't have to touch the kids. You see them, just don't say nothing. Just I'll give you $1,000 a day to keep your mouth shut." And I say,
I'm not
"Dang,
following the metaphor. Who's who?
I'm Sweden,
Yeah, who
and
are
my neighbor is America.
okay? And you were the Black people. I don't get it.
Okay.
I'm Sweden, my neighbor is America, and the children are Black people. Try to listen slowly. I'll talk more quieter for you. All right."
No, that doesn't
All
make
right.
any sense. Are the
Yeah,
Black
I've
people
used this
from
metaphor
Sweden?
mad times. So you just gotta listen better. All
Okay,
right.
go ahead.
So yeah, it's made sense before. So you're in your house, you see your neighbor putting van loads of children in the basement. It will be revealed later on. Just listen to the story for now instead of trying to figure out like who's who. So you see van loads of children going to your neighbor's house and you're like, man, that's messed up. You hear the screams of the children, you see videos of the children. They're telling you, we need help, we need help, we need help. They're screaming from the basement, and you're like, I'm gonna go approach my neighbor. You approaching, whoa, hold on. Yo, where's my moderators? Somebody's N-word happy down there. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Wow. Whoa, what the heck is going on? Moderators, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Black Swan,
You can mod
what's
me.
going on?
Yeah.
What the
You
heck?
can mod me, Brother Legend, if you need it.
Oh, I thought you was already a mod.
I would have been on it.
Oh, dang, that's crazy. Cause they'll take me down from out of here if that were the case. All right, you're a mod now. Thank you. All right. See how they get mad? That's weird. Anyway, so you see what's going on with these kids. Your neighbor says, I'll give you $1,000 a day to keep quiet. I don't know what 1488 is. We're blocking all of these weirdos. I don't know if someone shared my live in some like 4chan room or something. You decide you're going to take the $1,000 a day. You say, okay, I'll take it. I need money. And so, what the hell is going on? Yo, y'all gotta get rid of these people.
Crazy. I ain't trying to be in the hairs of them nuts. I'm gonna have
But
to drop.
you're
I will listen
empowering them
though.
with your rhetoric, and that's the thing that is troubling.
Yeah, they're just trying to silence you.
Yo, what the hell is going on?
Turn off the comments for a bit, bro.
What? Oh, word. Absolutely. Haha. That was weird. I wanted to land my plane on that.
I just,
Good night.
Brother
Good night,
Legend,
Julian.
you
Yeah.
know, I just think it's super interesting that like this kind of like. But then I think that's fundamentally what happens when you marry into the oppressor's class. That love and like relationships clouds your judgment, and it means you're fundamentally compromised in terms of being able to evaluate what's around you. Because like if me and you are in a group, and say in our group we all give $1 a day, and that group decides to like use that $1 a day that we've all pulled together to go and spend it on like hammers to go and smash black people in the head. Sorry, to go and smash black
Be
people in the head.
careful, man. Come on.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If they go use that to buy weaponry to go and oppress black people, then how? And I don't say anything. That means it's a cosign. How? I don't know how you can say that like Sweden isn't part of like the oppressive dynamic when like
That's
Sweden's
what I
part
was
of the
about
EU.
to get at was if you accept $1,000 a day from somebody you know is oppressing people, you don't have to actually be the person putting children in the basement. If you're complicit, as you know that there is something wrong going on with your neighbors in Britain, in Germany, and you see that there is chattel slavery going on right next door, the same way New Jersey is next door to Pennsylvania, you know it's going on right there, and you're still willing to do trade with these people, you're still willing to bank with these people, you're still willing to back your resources off of their currencies, you're still willing to do all this with them in collaboration, even though you know what's going how they're getting this money. You know they're stealing resources. You know they're not one gold mine, but they've got plenty of gold. And you have plenty of gold too because of gold mines in other lands. You know all of this is going on. You are just as wrong as any of the other ones. So
I think your analogy is probably even giving them grace, because I would say that in truth that they're helping to pay for the people to be bungled into that basement, because
right.
No, because what is the EU and what is the EU policy for African migrants coming across the Mediterranean? And they pay hundreds of millions of euros every single year to the EU. They are part and parcel of the club, and they have a voice. Where are the Swedish politicians saying, "Hey, man, maybe those internment camps that we pay for in Morocco and Algeria, maybe those to stop sub-Saharan Africans coming through the Mediterranean, maybe that's a bit inhumane." Where are the Swedish? Where's the Swedish people rising up and saying, "Hey, man, you know the kind of what we're doing to the boats that we have all over the Mediterranean Sea, making sure that African people are unalived in the Mediterranean Sea on the way to try and fleeing terrible circumstances." Yeah, maybe that's wrong. Like they're part of a club that pays for internment camps. They're part of a club that pays for coastal guards that unalives like black and African people in the Mediterranean Sea. Like, and if they're not speaking up against that dynamic, that means they're okay with it.
Right, exactly.
So
and they are okay with it because they're also benefiting from it as well. You know, so that's the thing is if you benefit from something and you're not doing anything to stop it, then you're complicit as hell and an accomplice to what's going on. That's just how that works. If I'm going to get paid from a bank heist and I'm the driver, even though I didn't rob the bank, I'm going to jail when we get caught. Like that's how that works. So, you know, that being the case, anyone in those type of relationships that has clearly turned their back on their people in a euphoria of Eurocentric romance, you know, they have to also kind of make excuses for why they did what they did. And in them making excuses, they have to dismiss oppression. They have to. They have to say, these are the good ones. These are the ones that aren't oppressive. Like, you know, sometimes they even say these are the ones that are oppressed too. You know, it gets really weird, but
I think white supremacy is too vicious and too dangerous a philosophy for me to get with a person and to even bring children into a dynamic where half of their family would be vicious racists. I think, but I think this is what happens when you start laying down with like your oppressor. You fundamentally are compromised. You cannot see, because that's what happens when you fall in love. That love is not based in logic, and like people shaping their worldview to fit their love, not to fit reality.
That's facts. They're shaping their worldview to fit love, not reality. And that's what romance is. That's literally what the idea of romance is. If you look up the romantic period, Jean-Jacques Rousseau created romance to basically be a form of love where it's feelings over facts. It's head over heels. It's I fell in love. That's romance. That's amore. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Romeo and Juliet. Even though both of our families are at odds, I just love you, so I guess we're gonna be unalive together. Oh well, baby, I love you. Who cares? Like that version of love comes straight out of Europe. Comes straight out of Europe. All right, I'm gonna go to the next guest. Disastrous. Could you give us your age, race, and pronouns, please?
Yeah, 38, white, and he, him.
All right. Thanks for coming up. Go ahead and talk to us. Answer the questions.
All right. So, can white tea people be pro BLK allies? No, not at all. I feel like that's cultural appropriation. Like, I feel like that's trying to take your culture. So next
You want to
question.
elaborate why you feel that way?
No, I do. No, I definitely feel that way. I feel like that's your culture. You own it. Like, white people have no business being in your culture, especially when they're not asked to be. But I think that's a common theme amongst white people.
What's a common theme?
I don't think it's limited just to the black community either. I think white people are meddlers. Like, they fuck with all cultures. And I think history tells a very clear story that whenever pale faces show up somewhere, bad shit happens. Wars happen, disease happens, plagues happen, oppression happens. And I think history tells that. That's facts. What happens when black people show up? Nothing.
Are you asking?
Yeah, I'm asking. I mean, black people are not the war machine. They're not.
Yeah, when black people show up, civilization gets built.
Exactly. So yeah, so I definitely feel like, I know this is like a very odd view to have as a white person, but I'm being real with how I feel about white people, and I feel like white people are responsible for the majority of the bad shit that's happened in the world.
Okay. To be honest, I don't think that was a bad answer.
Okay.
Somebody.
That's just how I feel about it.
Does anyone else? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Let me get a readout. It's Black Swan. How do you feel right now?
I think his response was on point. I did want to hear an add-on to it, but this is a step in like, he's not wrong. Yeah, he's not wrong.
Angry Ethnic said, I didn't even have to throw a flag. I'm dead. She throw flags at everybody.
But that's the thing, though, is that he did miss one key point. But in terms of his response, because I thought maybe he was just listening to us and he, just came in and said what he heard. But he has an understanding. I just think that, and I don't know if I want to give the answer to him, but Disastrous, to take it a step further, what should YT people do?
I mean, there's a very dark answer to that question, and then there's a very PC answer to that question. I think in order for white people to pay reparations, that can't be paid with monetary payment. That has to be paid with blood and sweat, if you know what I mean. And I also feel like I don't know how they can. I don't think they can make it better. Like, I don't think they can. Honestly, I wouldn't trust someone that treated me the way white people treat black people. I wouldn't want their trust. I wouldn't want them to make it right. I'd say, fuck you. Fuck off. Go make your own
Hmm.
society that's all white, whatever, and go do your crazy white people shit in your white society.
Okay,
I know this is a
so
very like crazy view to have as a 38-year-old white man. Like, and I don't. I mean, these are things I can't talk about with other white people because you are absolutely right. White people are crazy. White people are racist. Like, it is ingrained in you from the time that you were born. And I was born in the most isolated northern white state. I was born in Alaska on an island. Like, no people of color whatsoever there, other than Alaskan natives. And even then, it was, you know, you were taught racism from the time you were born till the time you left home. And then at that point, you have a choice as an adult to make your own decision and live your life the way that you choose to live it. And you can either live it and trying to pay reparations and say the right thing and call other racist people out on their shit and say you're wrong, or you can choose to turn a blind eye to it. And I feel like the majority of society right now turns a blind eye to it because society is run by money and power. And if you stir the pot and you piss off the white people, it fucks up their money and it fucks up their power. You could see how crazy, we'll give the United States, because the United States is like the fringe, just crazy. I mean, you know, you're looking at like Canada and you're like, okay, Canadians, the white Canadians, like the majority of them, yeah, they're still crazy white people, but like they're not American crazy. You know what I mean?
okay, all right. So, how do you feel about the last two questions?
Okay. Is interracial marriage a tool of WS? I'm guessing the last. I don't know what WS is. I apologize. Is it?
Waffle supremacy.
Oh shit. Um.
That one might be hard for you to answer. I'm gonna be honest. That's
Yeah.
like expert level.
Is it a tool? I could see it as being a tool of that. It's like white people playing 4D chess. You know, they're trying to get one over. And I feel like one, if I were to be married to a black woman, my family and my friends would not accept that. It would not be like there would be questions, which means to me that's not acceptance. Would I be able to bring her home and feel like, oh, we're at family dinner and everything's great? No, not at all. Like I wouldn't be able to do that and feel like I was doing right by that person because I would be fighting every day on their behalf. And like, it doesn't matter how many fights you have, it's never going to make it right. And you're always going to have to fight against that tide.
Mm.
And so, but I also feel the same way about, you know, like, I don't know. And I'm not trying to say that like we shouldn't mix races. I'm trying to say that I don't know why you would subject yourself to that much racism and that much
Mm.
hate in your life when you have a choice not to. And if my wife was black and her family invited me to dinner, I would also feel like I don't belong because I don't understand your culture. I don't have the same respect for your dishes that you have that have been passed down culturally through generation to generation. I can't respect it to the full amount that it deserves to be respected. And so instead I would have to do a white person thing and I would have to say I like collard greens and lie, all that shit, you know, like traditional African food. I would be, you know, curries and stuff like that. I'd be like, I would have to be like, oh, I love that. And let's be honest, my taste buds are bland as shit. Like, I'm not going to enjoy that to its fullest. And I would not be accepted. And I wouldn't expect to be accepted into that environment. Like, why would I? To your point exactly, they would be looking at a pale-faced oppressor sitting across from them. Are they going to
Wow.
enjoy their dinner? No. they're going to be on edge the entire time. So why would I put someone through that?
Okay. Oh man, one of them is
Um,
back. Got y'all block. Keep an eye on these comments.
Yeah, it
Tonight.
feels like they're just trying to silence you. Honestly, it's like
Yeah, they are. They're trying to. Yeah.
How does bro get away with that name? They roast me on my profile picture. How does he get away with
Right.
that
They did.
name?
They did. They reported my profile picture. I don't. It's because he's got code in the name. But anyway,
Definitely.
disaster. Look. What the heck? Yo, what is like? These are bots. What is going on? Y'all gotta make sure y'all block them. Don't just mute them.
I got them. They
Remember
are
when
bots.
you said AI
apparently I was saying some
technology
stuff
is
they didn't like.
biased? This is literally it. This is that AI technology they got going. They ain't
They
even doing it's hands free.
they are bots because the rate, the pace that they're coming in, they only have like 0 or 1 follower, and they also have what is it? Yeah, they're definitely bots because they're coming in all at the same time, like just spurring all in at the same time, if that makes sense. They definitely are bots.
The reason that troubles me is because I'm hoping they're not coming after my content. That's what they do. Like I'll get a bunch like bullshit. Anyway, all right. So disastrous.
I don't know how
Have,
you feel about my answer to the second question.
don't worry about that. Let's answer the third question.
All right. Can BLK and YT cultures peacefully coexist? I think I kind of answered that when I first started, and that is, I don't think any culture can peacefully coexist with a white culture.
Okay.
I don't think any species could peacefully coexist with a white culture. I think it's kind of like when you've like bred animals to attack each other, you know? It's like when you have like pit bulls that are bred for fighting. And so many years, except for in white culture, it's thousands of years of anger and fighting and war and using society for their own benefit. So I think the only way for it to peacefully coexist would be to change the rules, like flip it. Give the world to black people. Like, give it back to them. See how it goes.
We did have the world
that
longer.
Never happened. I mean, we have examples of that where black people were rising up, where they became a threat to white people, like Tulsa. You think like Tulsa, Black Wall Street, some of the richest times for black people in America. They were coming up. They were making their own banks. They had their own business. They had their own fucking city. And they didn't need white people in it. And white people came along. They didn't like that. And it wasn't even because they were taking from them. Like they were helping their own people. They were creating their own banks so they didn't have to bank with white banks. They were creating their own black businesses so they could buy wares from their own people, from their own culture.
Okay.
And what happened? They came in and they killed the entire town. They killed everybody. They took their businesses and they did it as a message to black society to say, we won't accept this. And I feel like the only way to fix that is to switch those rules. And I don't know how to do that, but I don't know.
Well, honestly, I would say that you have the humanity necessary to have this conversation. Being a human is not a compliment, but the bar is so low that you've shown us that you have the basic empathy necessary to be an anti-racist. I hope you're using that in some way to teach your brothers and sisters.
I'm definitely teaching my next generations, but I mean, you can only control so much.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks for your time. That was worth a few finger snaps.
Yeah, bro, unlocked the new high score. You just unlocked the new high score for your folks, cause I ain't never heard nothing like this.
Oh man,
Put
that
your
bar is so
initials
low.
in DIS, cause ain't
406.
no way. I'm for
Hold
real.
on.
I'm still just waiting for you to pull the carpet from under my feet. That's how
Right.
the
No,
bar is in
no.
hell, and I'm getting a shovel, cause
I
ain't
mean, I
no way.
might, I might because I'm white. I will say
Well, he
some
Right.
said
dumb
I
Right.
might,
shit.
but
Thank you,
I'll
hold on.
fuck
The
it
fact
up.
Julian.
that
I'll
you
say
even
some
know
dumb
you
shit and
could
fuck it
though,
up. It'll
but the
happen.
fact you can admit
It's
you know
part of
you
me. It's my
can.
DNA. I can't help
You
it.
you don't know how many people don't even come. Even the anti-racist people don't own up to that. Like knowing that they'll still do some stuff because you even admit it. You know, I love a brother who can be racist and tell me to my face. You know it. Like, hey, that's way more or less scary than the people that come up here and say I don't see color. What are you talking about? I have biracial kids. I couldn't be racist.
No,
Like
that's
that is scary. But you know
yeah.
what?
Ask
Okay.
them if they cross the street at night. If they come up to a 6'4" black guy with braids walking down the street, you think they're gonna clutch their purse, clutch their wallet, not cross the street? No, because they've been taught since they were children that black people are scary.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
I,
hey,
I did,
you've shown us that you're racist and you know it, and so that means that you're an anti-racist. It means you're working on it. You've spoken in almost every question with some empathy. He kept saying like, if I were in that situation, like he kept putting himself in the shoes as best as he could. So that shows some empathy there. The opposite
yeah.
of racism is empathy. But yeah, best of luck. Don't prove it to us. Prove it to them. And we'll go to the next guest. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, thank you. This is a good
All right.
platform you got.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. And don't forget to donate to b1initiative.org. Bring Down Babylon. This Cash App right above my head is where you can donate. I wish actually this is going to go on YouTube. I post all my replays on YouTube. You can find me there, BIGBROLGND. That was one of the rare times, maybe I think in a year of me doing this, that kind of conversation has only happened maybe 5 times. I've spoken to hundreds, if not thousands, of people on this app. I come up here almost every day, and I have not spoken to many human Thinlipians. And I say human because I'm not going to build him up like he's some superhuman hero, just because he has basic common sense. But the bar is so low that just being a human being is quite a surprise, to be honest. But I will use that as proof to tell y'all that I don't HATE white people, because some of y'all be trying to DM me talking about why do I. I hate racism, and a lot of y'all don't know that you're racist. So we're gonna keep it going. Julian, give us your age, race, and pronouns.
Good evening, everyone.
Good night. Good
Good.
night.
All right. My name is Julian Sterling. I'm age 49. Black is my race. All right.
All right. All right. Talk to us.
Let me tell you something. For what I'm seeing, to how they want to throw things down our stomach for us to dissect it is very wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because Marcus Garvey is my foreparents, right? I'm in Jamaica. Marcus Garvey is my foreparents. Nan is my foremother, whatever, in my country, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in order for this now, you see, Jamaica, we have to respect
Auntie, you mute yourself.
people. We have to respect people no matter what, no
I'm
matter
sorry,
what,
Aunt. Okay, yeah, we hear you now.
no matter what. And I respect my race, and I
Mm-hmm.
can't bother with what they are coming on with and try to push things down our stomach. it is very much wrong.
Mm-hmm.
When I see them throw in I watched in a American movie where they throw the dirty water in the black lady face. It is wrong. What they did with Floyd Lloyd, it was wrong. We cannot accept what they are doing us and what they are doing around us. Enough is enough now. So we have to stand up as a brother and as a sister and work together in unity to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my piece.
All right. Appreciate you for that. That was quite all right, Auntie. Always coming up with some wisdom. You have one of those voices that's very soothing to the African soul. She sounds like some of the mothers in the church where I grew up, or some of the mothers that my mom would drop us off to like the babysitters when her and my mom and my dad used to go out on date night. They would drop us off. So very nostalgic for me. But we appreciate you coming up, Auntie. For the next guest, yes. What's that, Auntie?
Thanks for having me.
All right, always, always appreciate you. Beast of Wawa, what's going on?
Going good. I am tired. Okay, I just got back from work. Oh my goodness. Oh my lord. See,
It was it was a little sweaty, you know. Like it was getting hot in here. Like I'm like hoping, like I'm not wilding because he didn't say nothing wrong, and I'm just like, all
no,
right,
really,
you know.
really.
I was waiting for him, and I'm just like, am I tripping? Like, you know, I'm the litmus test. Like I pick it up quick in black people too. Like, and I'm waiting. And I was like, okay, you're
Mhm.
doing all right, you know. But at the
Especially
same,
after that raid, though. Especially after the raid, though, because that was wicked. That was wicked. I'm like, whoa, whoa.
right, that was crazy. Yeah.
No, but it is so like actually breathtaking to just actually witness that in person. I've had so many conversations through critical thinking with like so many different people, and I work in the tech industry. It is so outrageous to actually hear that. Like, this is like maybe like the third time out of ever of my 23 years that I've actually heard somebody like actually say something so magnificent.
Mm-hmm.
I applaud. I applaud.
Yeah, you know, you gotta give it to him, you know. But it's just the only reason we giving it to him is because it's so low. The bar is so low, you know.
Low
But
and slow, low and slow.
you know what I'm saying? Now he can't come build what we building, but you know, he
See, and
definitely
he acknowledged that, and he acknowledged that.
he
Listen, he
did right.
acknowledged
That's
it.
what's crazy.
Bless his heart, okay. Bless his. And no, I am not a voice actor, but you know what? I might just one day be a part of that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, yeah. I forgot. You was the one that came up here, and all the women that start acting up. Let me scroll through these comments, see if y'all acting up, man. Man,
oh my gosh, hello Swan.
you need to stop.
What did I do? I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. No, I'm not singing anybody to sleep. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Y'all need to stop. That's crazy, man.
No, listen.
No,
I
you
do
definitely
this
need to
over the
use
phone,
that
okay?
voice,
I
man.
do
That
this over the
voice,
phone at work.
that voice is a panty dropper. You need to use that voice. You need to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna flex right now. I'm not gonna flex too hard now. I'm not gonna flex too hard.
Yo, no. Honestly, I might ask you to the voice act for some. We're trying to teach Black children Black history, so that might incorporate some animations at some point.
See, that's actually amazing to hear because I had just gotten in touch with one of our fellowship guilds just like across the city for like and just talking about that type of stuff. That's amazing.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, man, build with us. We in b1initiative.org is the Discord. We got a lot going on in there.
I will donate.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, go ahead. Talk to us about the topics. What's on your mind?
Heck, so far today, I've just been dealing with a couple of associates. And I tell you this because I went to one of their houses, and oh my goodness, oh, it was so scary. So, like, he had invited me out to play some card games. Listen, I play card games. I'm always trying to whip somebody in spades. And this is a white T man, okay? So, and he's in his 20s, okay? He's mid-20s, and just like me. And he's invited me out, like, yeah, you want to play card games? I'm like, card games. Oh, well, I wonder what this could be like. I go over his house. His friends are there, and immediately when I walked in the door, I see off in the corner of the living room, there's a recliner, a thick, ancient, like authentic leather recliner, and above that is like a huge Donald Trump last Supper type of thing. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is scary to that. It's Donald Trump sitting as Jesus at the table with his 12 apostles. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is scary. Like, what type of house
That's
is this?
crazy. Wow.
Yes, get out vibes. I'm like, oh my goodness, should I even be here? Should I?
Right. Yeah. That's
Should
the
I
first
even
thought.
be here? No, my goodness. And then they're playing 50 Cent. I'm like, why do I hear 50 Cent?
Wow.
It's scary.
Yeah, they
That's
love that type of stuff. In the military, they listen to a lot of like drill music and like a lot of stuff like that too. They like the real gangster stuff.
listening to the UK rap, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on right here? Like this is boggling my mind.
Wow.
No, but following that though, like we had been playing games, and we came across the conversation of George Floyd. Funny enough, that was the first comment to come into this conversation and start talking about that hate speech. Oh my goodness, ooh man! But we had got on George Floyd, and I had to pull out the statistics. Listen, I looked into all of the autopsy for like information. I looked into the reviews. I looked into the analytics, like even the body composition for the biology. I'm like, oh my goodness, like how are they actually like estimate all this out just to come out with the fact that they're trying to lie. It's just a simple, blatant lie. You can't act like you ain't killed that man. You can't like you ain't killed that man. And like with Derek Chauvin getting, by a wonderful Samaritan. I mean, I don't I don't know what his name is, but Derek Chauvin getting that. That
Yeah.
was. I mean, I don't know about you. That was just music to my ears. I
It
gotta
was.
say it. I gotta say. I just gotta say it. Like, no, freedom, freedom, freedom. Okay, listen. Like, yes, that man is no longer terrorizing the streets. I looked into his civilian review complaints. That man had over 10 prior incidents of either pew
Yeah.
pewing somebody
Mhm.
or like aggressing them to the point where they're like actually like incapacitated and a bunch of things. Oh my lord.
Wow.
Boys, oh my gosh, Swan, relax. No, but like still, and then we had gotten onto this, and they're acting like, well, like he would have died from a drug overdose. He would have died. He would he did die of a drug overdose. He just couldn't handle it. I'm like, oh, he couldn't handle it. I'm like, oh, he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it. That's crazy. Like, like I think it's interesting, very, very interesting how they prop up the black man as this like hyper masculine, super soldier, like on some literal Marvel-ish right there. Like on some literal Marvel-ish. And then they act like, well, no, they're not actually that. It's like they're trying to demythify like and like propagate us, like prop us up like some objects. It's crazy. The fetishes, it's crazy. And it's I'm like why? Like I'm in a house where these snowflakes are, yes, unalive, that's right. I'm saying unalive. But they're listening to our music, and they're talking in blacks, like quote unquote black slang. And then they're trying to say, well, no, like it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. I'm like, it wasn't his fault. What gives you the courage? What gives you the audacity to really like put forth this opinion? And I tell you this, and I just listened to a TikTok that's spoken about this. Like every opinion is a voice with preloaded history, and judgment is a confession. Like that is crazy.
Wow.
That was me, like off work. I'm just chilling. I'm trying to be me. I'm trying to be me. And I realized that I couldn't argue with them because, like, even though, like, one of these guys is talking all this up, which just happened to be my associate, the one who invited me to that house, like in the
Mm.
in the first place, he's trying to convince his friends like that we're playing with that he's correct and he's trying to downtrod me. And I'm like, wow, like you brought me here as an example. You brought me here as an example, didn't you? That's
Wow.
crazy to trap me. That's crazy how you try to trap me. But I didn't let him do it. No, I didn't let him do it. I had to pull out Google, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to because they hate the search engine nowadays. They hate when you can look up the truth.
Hmm.
you know and I'm showing his friends, and his friends are recognizing like, yes, like this black kid don't know don't like he's not gonna like go along with this. He's not gonna play with this. He's not gonna go along and act like it's not like what it is. And it's crazy that we're dealing with this today, like years
Yeah.
later. I just wanted to say, like, it is so, after me having that type of battle, that type of engagement, that type of argumentation, like having to put forth my like justifications, and then hearing that guy's statement from before, I'm just saying, like correlating that, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no,
Well,
I ain't following nobody's
it's
taxes.
believable, man. I'm telling you. I
They
just
hate critical
like
thinking. They hate
the
it.
way that like I've learned more and more and more about racism, where it comes from, what the root
Mm.
cause of it is, all this other stuff. I expect nothing less, and what's unbelievable to me is people like that guest that came up here that with the mayonnaise on his skin. Like that guy was a surprise.
The
Like,
cognitive dissonance is indicative, though. You know what I'm
you know what
saying?
I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to perceive that all in the same time. It's a whole paradox. Just how the population is just disproportionately conscious. Yeah,
Right.
it's crazy to recognize that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yo, don't listen to them, man. I gotta make sure my wife ain't listening next time
Oh
we
my
go
God.
on
Let me go back on mute. And thank you for letting me speak. I'm gonna like
there.
pass to the next
But yeah,
individual. Hey there, Timothy. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
yes, sir. Appreciate you. What's up, Timothy?
Hey, what's up? I'm sorry. These comments got me rolling. Like yeah, they just were just cutting up the whole time. Oh, that was hilarious. But yeah, no, everything King was saying, yeah, like yeah. But yeah, I guess I'll just start by answering the questions. And yeah, just for those who don't know, name is Timothy, age 32, and pronouns are he him. And yeah, race is of course I'm the product of an interracial marriage, but identify as a Black African man. And let's see, can white people be pro-Black allies? No, they cannot. Being pro-Black is a designation that only Black people can hold. So that is the designation in which Black people hold, period. That's just it. So there's never going to be a dynamic where white people can be pro-Black. They can be anti-racist, but being pro-Black, nah, that's specifically for Black people. Is interracial marriage a tool of WS? White supremacy. Yeah, my bad. Okay. So if yes, it definitely is. Otherwise they wouldn't be pumping it throughout every single social media source that we have today. Throughout
Dang.
every single film that we have today. Like they're always sprinkling it in there, a small little dynamic. Like literally, I think I've saved over like 50 different advertisements from
Word, you did that?
I
I
screenshot
was
every
thinking
one.
of doing that.
Yep. I
Oh
have
man, we
been.
gotta put it in the Discord, please.
Oh, yo, I got you. I
I was
100%.
thinking of doing this. I literally was the other day watching my TV with my wife, and a Hinge commercial came on, and like I don't know, every time it's a dating app commercial, it's always interracial. I noticed that, and I'm just like, what is up with this? That's wild that you say that, man.
Man, I
Yeah.
saved some from hymns. You know the one about the hair care, and they had them in
What?
there. And that's not even about a dating site, but it was two different interracial couples. The first couple in the first intro, and keep in mind, I don't like have regular cable, so like me
Mm,
having to see this commercial is like either through a movie with ads, and I'm like, bro, y'all still find a way to get it in here, right? Like,
right.
I said, that's two different couples in the same commercial.
I
You
would also.
realize at this point it doesn't have to be right, it has to be white.
Mm,
But you
Yeah.
know what? I want to say something. Y'all was praising that YT man, and it kind of pissed me off. I'm gonna tell you why.
all right. Now you just pissed me off because nobody say praise,
Well,
and
whatever.
nobody praising nobody.
Listen. That YT man, all he did was told y'all that they know everything that they do to us, and they completely understand the system and even how they benefit from it and how they collectively target minority groups. And it kind of like really pissed me off when he sat here. He basically let y'all know, I know everything that's going on and I know what role I play in it. But he kept detaching himself from it. And that's why I was like, oh, if I had time to get up there and light his ass up. But y'all go ahead.
What did he detach? Where did he detach?
He kept saying they are, them. It was never we. It was never about him being a part of the collective. It was always them.
Well, when we did press him on being, white people being racist, he would say that, he knew it existed. He would say that he also is subject to being racist himself. He said it himself. He said that, uh, it's possible it could be him or something like that. I'm trying to remember the exact quote, but he did say um, something where he was like, "It could be me" or something. So who remembers what he said? Didn't Africa or someone speak up?
He did. He admitted to it towards the end, but he didn't say like I am racist. But
Right? Yeah, he didn't
he
say
made a
that.
statement that alluded to the fact that he knows he is.
Yeah, I think
But
at the end when we said, "Hey, man," remember? I think he said that, "Hey, remember, I'm white too." So remember, we making jokes at the end. It's like, "Hey, we know you never know. He might. We're waiting for the okey doke," and he's like, "Hey, I'm white. You never know. I might pull the okey doke on you."
he
So
did,
there was
yeah,
this level of self awareness, I think, just at the end that he was alluding
Mhm.
to.
yeah, yeah.
Don't mean he's an ally,
Oh,
but
And no, that's why I said I was
That's
just
your
waiting for him to
alley.
pull the rug out. I was just waiting. Like, he'll do it. He said, yeah, I will. Yeah, see? Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
like he really was like
Well, it's in my
I'm
DNA,
kind of with
so
Dito because it was kind of like an inverse. Like it's still kind of a power trip to be like, yep, I'm doing it. Hey, I wouldn't trust them new folks over there either. If I was you, I wouldn't trust them either. Don't trust me either.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
like if a snake would ever
it's
whisper to you, that's what they'll say. I
like
might
remember
bite
Mhm.
you.
that.
You just don't know when.
but my thing is, do you expect him to be anything else?
No, I mean, hey, I
So
can
so in that
appreciate a
in
good
that
snake. A
vein,
snake that lets me know they there is good enough for me to
that's what
avoid.
I'm
You know what I'm
saying.
right.
saying?
That's
Hey,
what I'm
I felt
saying. He
that.
just
I
seemed
felt
like
that.
a self-aware version of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I know I'm racist, except for unlike Donald Trump, who just stumbles and fumbles on himself and does exactly what white supremacists would do. This guy is actually telling you, I know this is messed up. I know what's going on, and I'm even guilty of it to some degree. He's willing to admit that. And then at the end of the day, he didn't say he's trying to be pro-black. He said, I kept telling him like, well, take that to your people. And he said, look, I'm gonna teach the next generation all that other stuff. That's about as good as much as I can expect to see from them because we know they're not going to dismantle any systems. We know that they do benefit from it in the short term, in the immediate. So I'm not expecting him to come up here and be Superman. But as far as what he did say, it was honest. I feel like it was honest, and I feel like it was a lot of self reflection necessary to even get to that point. But all right, I'll take that back. Not a lot, but it was a lot of self reflection for a mayonnaise man. But I
Yeah.
also,
Comparatively
He
to the
knew
other
none of his
people.
followers was in here, so he could say that to us. He was like, you know what? I admit it. I'm the man behind the curtain. It's me pulling the
It's
strings.
me. But
It's
Well,
that's why it was like a catch-22 because when
yeah.
you have a person that not only can fully see the issue, the benefit, or that they benefit from, and the part they play. And then you go in another space and they are silent. They don't say anything in regards to other YT people. They don't address other YT people. They don't tell other YT people anything. Even in regards to him saying, yeah, you can't tell them anything. It's the dynamic of saying that I'm in a level of comfortability where I benefit, I play a part, but I don't have to do anything. Whether it be just me speaking up or saying anything, but I'll come in here and I'll pander a little bit and I'll let you know. It was almost like Kay said, like, ha ha ha, look, I know I'm winning, but I'm gonna sit here and let y'all know to your face, and then I'm gonna go back over here and be on silent. And I said that's the best thing about YT people across the diaspora with YT people. Wherever you go,
But
they are on code with each other. They are, even when they know that person is wrong, they shut the hell up.
But D, that gets to the point where we're holding them accountable. And this is my problem with biracial brothers and sisters is we get to this point where we start to feel like they have to do more and that we can hold them accountable for not doing more. And I feel like that's a waste of time. We don't need them to do anything. We just need them to be honest. He came up here, he was able to validate that, what we talk about on this live is true. Coming from the other side, he sees it as well. That's honestly the most valuable thing that I could get from one of them is just to show brothers and sisters that they also know what they're doing, and they can also see it too when they have a little bit of empathy. Aside from that, you know, what other value does he have? What is telling him you're not doing anything to dismantle it though? Like what? I
I'm
don't
not
ever
telling that
expect
cave nut carrier
him to
that.
dismantle his privilege.
I wasn't gonna tell that cave nut carrier that. He wasn't gonna say that. We heard him say it. He wasn't gonna dismantle. He's sitting in it and he was just basking in it. He was enjoying it. But
Wait,
guess what,
That
brother Nugget?
sound about white.
did
But
the
guess what?
bots come in
Yeah.
while he was on the panel?
Who?
Didn't the
Who?
bots come in while he was on the panel?
Yeah, look, plot twist. He the one who
Because I
actually
kept
sent them
thinking
out.
about that. I've never seen your chat get infiltrated like that. I could have sworn the minute he joined the panel, the bots came in.
Hey,
Call me crazy.
I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna
Hey,
front.
Plot
hey,
twist.
You might have just started a conspiracy there because as
See,
soon as he
you think
left,
it was
I
you think it
noticed
was
that
Plot
the
another
numbers
play.
twist.
You
dropped.
think it was playing.
That is a good point
But
That's
listen,
an
Because
M.
if
Night
that's a good
Saying
Shyamalan
point.
the K
twist.
word.
because as
Don't
soon
say
as he
the
M. Night
came,
K
the
word.
bots
Shyamalan.
came
The
with him, and as
unalive
soon as he
word.
left, we haven't seen them since.
The
right.
numbers
We're
dropped.
sorry. We're
Hey,
sorry.
hold on. And look, people who are pretty self-aware on the level of, white
Are
tees
usually
like that,
racist.
they usually do fully understand the system of racism and actively participate and can admit to it.
Right.
Almost like a serial unaliver. I'm not even gonna lie. And they're really
Yeah.
smart. They program stuff. So that's why I was saying
Usually
this
they're
is a
weekly
Hey,
play.
test. This
hey,
is
I
a
was
test.
just
And then
about to
he
say
said
that.
at the end, which was very ominous, you have a great platform.
I was
Which was
just about to
very
say,
ominous.
isn't that the same thing that happened with that serial unaliver that called in that radio show one time and like
Yeah,
framed the
yes.
whole
Yes,
yeah.
just like that dude who
He
unalived
said
his
close the
kids and his
comments out.
children, got on the news and asked them to come
Ooh,
home. Talking about I'm
Yeah.
looking for y'all. He know dang well where they at in
ooh,
the backyard under a few
Well,
bricks
sir,
in a
we
gazebo.
found them in the
Look,
backyard under your porch.
ooh.
Like,
Yo,
how'd
like
they get
bruh.
there? Like,
listen, we're
we
talking
found them.
about him and a bot. Two bots just came back in here,
Oh my
guys.
God, is he still
Two
in
bots
here?
just came back in
That's
here.
why his name is Disastrous. You
Stop it.
thought, you thought.
Stop it.
Look,
That's crazy. Oh my god.
But y'all know
That's
what happened?
wild.
Did y'all know what happened to me today?
Oh, thank you, Tia.
What?
All right, Tia, could be fast. Now, being grown today. So I was running and I slipped, and guess what? Holy Spirit, activate,
Thank you,
activate,
Panda.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Hello, hello, and welcome. Oh, can you hear me?
You
D,
muffled.
you sound like you're off the mic. Oh, she just.
All right, can you
Ooh,
hear me
much
now?
better.
That's a little
Much
bit
better.
better.
Holy Spirit, activate, 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 Holy Spirit, activate. Hello and welcome to Brother Legends Live. You guys, you are in Brother Legends Live. I need you to tap that screen. Tap, tap, tap. We need to get to 100K ASAP. Tap the screen like you be tapping that ass. Tap the screen like you be tapping that towel in the tub, because I know y'all bathed in here. Okay? But at the end of the day, make sure you share the live. Invite your friends, your frenemies. Invite the poonies. I've seen a few of them this week. They've been showing their raw tail. But at the end of the day, tap the live, share the live, and make sure you subscribe here and on YouTube. Tap, 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 power tap that screen. But most importantly, make sure you add yourself to Discord, be1initiative.org, where you can learn to be great. I need you guys also to go over to Bringing Down Babylon on Cash App and drop a few dollars. It's Friday. I know some of you motherfuckers got paid. Okay, I'm tapping out. You tap up.
Appreciate you, Ding. Yo, I think he sent the bots. I'm gonna be honest. I think like as soon as he left, I was like, why'd the numbers go down in here? As soon as he left, like we was doing 200 the whole time he was up here. Then as soon as he left, the numbers went down. I was like, that's kind of wild.
That was a test. You know, you have to run your
What is a
program
test?
before you. We have to run your program on some smaller things before you go bigger and better. Like 100 is a pretty good view count, and he came in here to bolster it. Like if you're testing to see how they come in waves and how we reacted to it, because y'all were pretty good about let's get it out of here. But even you was like, man, this ain't never happened, and he just sitting there quiet. Look,
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say
uh,
it never happened,
but
Did
it
he
not
say
in
what kind
that
of work he
wave.
did?
That
Did he
really
say what
was
kind of work he did?
waves.
I've seen some interesting things happen in those comments. I'm not
He
gonna lie.
didn't say what kind of work he did, but I think he was articulate enough that he understood a lot of the nuance of these conversations, which the average intelligence of Americans do not get. Like, these are really nuanced. Think about it. Like, I think all of us in here most of the time are of above standard intelligence levels. Like, when you measure your IQ, I think ours are probably in the gifted or the genius range, because that is only from about 130 to 166. I'm like, you know what Cat Williams said his IQ was, but I mean, we definitely can understand and look further than just, subsurface level. So, and he was in here saying stuff we ain't never, like, even you, brother, I'm guaranteeing you said you heard a few other people say things similar to the understanding, but never to the level of atonement that he understood. Cause he was
What?
slick. He was
Yeah,
slick
it
in them
sounds
all
like,
right.
hey,
He
I've got
was
a whole
like,
file, like
that's what I'm
specifically
saying.
that,
And
yeah,
he got
and I've
really
been studying
close.
this.
Like, he literally got really close to how black people say stuff. Because I remember the specific detail where he said if a certain black man of a certain stature was walking down the street, you would be clutching your purse. And I thought he was going to say pearls. And I was going to be like, dang, he got the saying down pat. Because I always hear people describe it and say, start clutching your pearls or your purse and just the specifics. But it was like he was just a little bit off, but close enough to be, leading us on and be like, well, I wonder where he going to mess up at. But hey, that was
Yeah.
like I said, that last line, great platform. That was pretty
Hey,
ominous.
that
See,
you
like,
know what?
there's
Now
been a
that I think
couple of,
about it,
Not not great information, but great platform. Like,
there's
okay.
that level
actually,
of awareness that he
yeah.
had sounds like the kind of person that would be able to orchestrate people like flying into your like bots flying into your. No, but seriously, you get those people who come in who are racist, but you're like, oh, you don't have two brain cells to rub together. It's like, no, this guy's aware. Like the kind of person he seems like the kind of character profile that would be able to pull off like having bots swarm into a into a
You know
live
what I'm
chat.
saying? Right.
Like, my biggest
Well,
Interesting.
concern is that it sounds like he has like, okay, we already know that the FBI, we'll just call them that, I guess. We already know that they have very much so during the Black liberation movements were keeping like civil rights movement era and everything. They were keeping a very very detailed, extensive like rooms filled with documents record of Black people and their conversations that they were having. And I can only imagine the level of like microscopic detail now with AI and with everything that's being on our phones and cellular devices and stuff, that they're able to just, or the amount of information that they're able to just collectively come together. And especially if you're a programmer in that field, and the fact that they have access to all of this, the fact that they're on these platforms, that they're monitoring things that people are saying on a regular basis. And we already know that there's I mean, like, there could be hundreds of people in any given live. So that in and of itself is letting you know that there's individuals that are not commenting below. There's individuals that are just keeping a watchful eye of certain things. And for him to be that well versed, I mean, I'm not going to say 100% that like, oh yeah, definitely an agent of white supremacy. Nah, I'm not going to say that right off the bat. But I think
Mm.
it's important that we keep that in the peripheral. Keep that like right here as like,
Well,
oh,
I want to
okay.
say this as well. We had an attack on our Discord today.
Okay.
I posted it in the Black People channel. If y'all want to see, but yeah, we did have an attack on our Discord today. By some people that were trolling. So this is both good and weird news. So it's weird because why can't y'all mind your business? And it's good because it means that a if your liberation makes your oppressor comfortable and you fighting for your liberation, doing things is making them comfortable, then you ain't doing nothing. B, um, the word is getting out, y'all. The Discord has been growing. There's more stuff going on. Shout out to everybody in the Discord and B1 Initiative. But oh yeah, see, Stella saw it. Yeah,
She said she thought it was weird.
yeah, it was weird. Because it's funny because the person that joined said the N word, and I have a filter where you cannot say the N word unless you're black in there. At one point, I had it so nobody could say it, and then N words got mad at me. So, I fixed that, and and
I think you
so
should make it where nobody says it.
I don't know. Everybody
Hey, if
knows.
they do, you should have a filter that lets you know that they say it because you
I
can
might
still
I might
see
filter it.
what.
I might filter it with the ER to be honest.
No,
Oh,
listen,
okay.
like I was thinking about this earlier because the more I engage with the younger children, I realize something that we're allowing others that are not black outside of us are so attached to us in our community that they feel entitled to the comfort. And I feel like the more we pull away from that, the more we make that something more sacred amongst ourselves, the less likely we are to allow people to feel so entitled. These crunchy, I know, shut up, don't judge me. But
Yeah.
hold on, I want to point this out. When that man said, what did he say? That it kind of, I said I was gonna point this out and see if anybody else noticed it. Shit.
I did want to say
Let me
though,
think about it.
we
He
make
said
it
something that
sound
I have to
like
point out.
it would be hard to send bots in here, but it would not because I'm gonna tell you right now, as a person who like is seeing some resellers with the shoes, they will have multiple phones synced up, and they will buy them simultaneously. Like people will stream with all of these phones, or even just a few, and they can broadcast like different things at the same time simultaneously if programmed. So I was gonna say it wouldn't be impossible and it wouldn't be very hard. Not like we're thinking. Like if you have multiple phones, you can get them to do like several different things on a time schedule, synced up with a VPN on. Like it wouldn't even be hard. Like
Yeah.
to see that stuff like that, nah, that was like chump work. Because honestly, a real master of hacking and trolling, they would come in here and it would simultaneously be spitting out so many different trolls so simultaneously at the same time that you wouldn't even be interfering in the comment box because they're just rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like that is crazy. I've seen that like a spam on a chat. And they block them.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why
Brother,
we all need to become very well versed with there's this social media documentary that's on, or at least was, or it might still be on Netflix. And I forget exactly the title of it, but if anybody remembers the documentary, but it's specifically talking about the access to information that they have at any given moment, and also the amount of algorithms, like what the algorithms do in order to keep people engaged in social media.
Mm.
So like, and even with the story about Snowden, that film about the guy who basically like, gave government secrets to, like basically made it public to the world. And like he legit had to like leave the United States, travel through different airlines to eventually make his way to Russia. And then Russia was like, all right, so you're good here. Can nobody come to you here? And literally to this day, this dude only does interviews from like a TV screen on like the middle of a platform. and
Mm.
it's insane. Like,
Well, they're still trying to
okay.
get him. They
Oh
still
yeah,
trying to get him right
yeah.
now. Eric Snowden.
Hmm.
I
Julian
saw that
Assange.
movie. I saw that he snuck out a chip from like the motherboard in the system and his own chips in through a Rubik's cube. Bro had it in a
Mm.
Rubik's cube, threw it to the guard when he was walking through the metal detector, goes to the other side, gets him to throw it back. Genius. I said, ain't no way. You gotta be like, cause ain't no such thing as a halfway crook. You gotta be a real crook to figure out, let me just do this, right? And I'm gonna get it
Right.
through. But I just think it's just so crazy because it's easy technology. If you download AI chat through with Python, it'll tell you how to basically cook up a drug. It will. It'll tell you how to burglarize a car and not get caught. It will tell you how to become a scammer. It'll tell you what you need to get, where you need to go. Like, I'm so serious. Like, if you didn't know how to do it, get Python or anything,
But you know what,
it'll show
Kay?
you.
I met a CEO of a company that works with AI and the development of it. And he was saying that AI is scary to them, even with all the testing they're doing, because it lies. And he said that AI lies to you with a straight face, and not necessarily saying face, but he said with confidence. Like you can he said that what right now what they're testing, they're asking it questions about I guess like a person that works there, and they said that it will tell you everything that it thinks, and like you can dispute it with it and it'll still with confidence tell you no, this is what it is. It's like it's really scary because it's changing history. So even when we talk about like actual like getting on there and saying, hey Google, or hey Siri, what's this, and when did this happen, or what year was the Holocaust, that then it'll tell you and it'll give you facts. It says AI will lie to you if someone goes in and they change it.
It has bias. It has
Uh-huh.
implicit bias.
Yep.
That's the thing. But I mean, even on the part of lying, like a subjective thing, like how to make bad materials, like explosion or materials to make one of those, that's pretty subjective. You can make a lot of those. They can't lie to you on that. That's what scares me the most. I know it's biased. Hey, medical racism is biased. I'm scared about them being able to know how to do these things because they create manifestos of unaliving us. That's what gets
Oh
me,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really like that right there, and I like you see these tests that they run, and I hate to call it a test, but that's what they do until they can take over major things like networks, because they've done that too. Broadcast different things to get people afraid. Broadcast things to make you think that it's the new purge. Broadcast stuff to say, oh, it's a zombie apocalypse. Like doing that, I'm like, they getting wild. They think they can storm the Capitol with impunity. Like, let's be real,
Hmm.
they doing it.
That's literally what they did. Like the level of information that is easily available. Like I've read, okay, like I've mentioned this, believe at least one or two other times, like on this particular live. But for those hearing it for the first time, I read the manifesto that was written by the individual, and because TikTok requires that I say certain words in a friendly way. But the individual that committed the crime that committed the atrocity at Tops
Oh,
grocery store.
Timothy,
Oh, I'm
please, can
sorry.
I
Go
say
ahead.
this real quick?
Oh
Please.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead,
I'm gonna
Queen.
forget. Brother, you there? Brother. Okay, he stepped away, I guess. Okay. Did anyone
Here,
else
my mic died.
okay. Did anyone else hear when he said that black people were thriving and they had all the money in Tulsa? He said that our success was a threat. Were y'all paying attention when he described that? When
Yep.
the way that the black people mind their own business, they did not need white people. We had our own banks, we had our own money, we were flourishing, and he said that we were a threat. Did anybody catch that?
Yes,
Where's the
ma'am.
lie?
No, it wasn't about necessarily the lie. It was in regards to the level of oppression we experience in this country, that even when we're doing our own thing historically in present day, you have to continuously knock down the black people because we are viewed as a threat even when we are building amongst ourselves.
The crazy part
Yeah.
is, like, white male patriarchy does not thrive, and nor is it successful unless you have a specific individual or people group to oppress. Like that's literally how they built the entirety of their identity. So it's like that makes perfect sense, because it's like, all right, they literally have nothing unless they oppress a specific demographic. And it just so happens that we are the individuals that they decided to do that towards, because we're the ones that have access to the richest knowledge. We're the ones that also have access to the richest genetics. We're the ones that have also access to the richest continent on the planet. So obviously that makes perfect sense to me.
The
Yeah, he was
conversation.
Yeah.
invigorated though to say that though. He was a little bit more passion in his voice. He said, then we came in and they just tore it down. I was like, you just knew it, huh? Like,
You know,
hey, I'm
you
with
know,
you. He was pretty the word choice pretty pedantic. It was he
you
had
know.
the right word. Threat is pretty good because poverty is man made. They need our poverty. They need our anguish. They need our tears. And he said blood and sweat, right? He literally did. He said that's the only way we'd be able to pay it back. I'm like, even then, and he said even then it wouldn't matter because we can't fix it. He said, I don't know. He did. He was like, I don't know what to do. I mean, I don't know how to fix it, but like, hey, it's
Hmm.
so nonchalant, like, yeah. It's it's another Tuesday. I mean, let me school these
He's
folks.
sitting, he's
Friday
literally
night.
sitting, he's literally sitting in or basking in the simple concept that, hey, my masculinity is the default masculinity, so I can fully express it in whichever way I so choose, but everybody else has to be subject to me and my people. So hey, I mean, I can't change it. I can do what I can, I guess. Maybe I could but hey, you know what? I mean, it happens and it's the reality, and y'all saying some real stuff. Okay, yep. And
Yeah.
truth.
Listen, I'm telling y'all, a
on
broken
on the
clock can be
topic of
wrong twice a day. What that word, what that saying means is, when they talking the truth, what they saying is right, then okay, he's
for the
letting us
leg-
know, and then that don't mean trust him. That don't mean trust the broken clock. But broken clock can be right. Go ahead,
for
Alfred.
the legend on the topic of empathy, and not to pivot the conversation too much, but I think if we're looking at like what's happening on the news right now, and I know you've mentioned it before, it's fascinating how like black people, yeah, just the level of empathy and humanity that we show people is
Hmm.
honestly it boggles me, because like even what we're seeing now in with South Africa taking like um Israel to ICJ. I think that is absolutely fascinating. And remember, you've said like time and time again that the solidarity is so lopsided. It's so lopsided. It's insane. So when people will tell you like, oh, that hey man, there's so much solidarity between us. Look at the murals we made of George Floyd, and like and then when they say, and then when you look at what we're doing for them, and you're like, no, 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 we are legally taking your case to the International Criminal Court. It's insane. Like
I
how
know, and they won't do that
it's
for
insane
Congo.
how lopsided it is. It's so and it's like this. Like, that's not like at what point do you become a mule? Because like there is like when you look at it, like look at the empathy, the level of empathy. There are over a dozen Arab countries. None of those Arab countries took the case to the ICJ. None of there are over like there's almost 50 Muslim countries. None of the Muslim countries. It's black Africans who have massive problems, who are about to go into one of the most like crazy election years, and like they're they're taking time, like take the time and energy to take that court and to internationally platform the legal case against Israel and the genocide and the genocidal actions that they're taking. It's so like us black people, the level of empathy and humanity that we have is, don't assume that every other group have that level of empathy and humanity. Like it's
Hmm.
just not the same. It's crazy. Like
Yep.
when I was I was looking at the TV in awe. I was like, they would never even think to do that for us. Like
Nope.
like if 20,000 South Africans like were unalived, then it's just Saturday. If then it's just another Saturday. Like like nobody would ever do that for us, and nobody has. It's just insane the amount of like, I don't know what to call it, but it's just the lopsidedness of it all. And I don't know if I'm the only one who notices it, because when people say like there's solidarity and they point to you, oh my gosh, we helped you, we got some murals, here's 17 people at our protest. I'm like, come on, man.
Self-hate.
It's just
That's
not the
self-hate.
same.
It's just
It's
another
just self-hate.
Saturday, and they gonna pray for you on Sunday. What you mean?
Mhm.
That's it. That's
Yep.
all they can do. The best I
Yep.
can do is go to church. Look.
It's literally just self-hatred, but also at the same time, we gotta, there's a lot of these African nations that are very much so involved in ECOWAS, or however you pronounce it. And like just that in and of itself, they already have a vested interest in pursuing European agendas. So even if a part of that agenda may be to like, okay, well, you know what, we need to confide in maybe our Arab pals and maybe other, like, just follow the money, and wherever the money's coming from, that's where you'll find the reason as to why they even pursue these things politically in certain instances. But at the end of the day, if I'm not seeing Mali, Burkina Faso, or Niger engaging in that, then as far as I'm concerned, then black people collectively don't appreciate that. Like that's I'm paying attention to what they're doing politically. If what they're doing that politically, then I'd be like, all right, there's got to be some other thing behind it. But yeah, they're not even engaged in that. They're just like, listen, we're doing our own thing, we're creating our own federation, and we're very much so benefiting, putting black people at the head of that. Everybody else is just like, well, I mean, hey, maybe it'll still work out with our colonizers. I've made money from them, so why not keep going?
Hmm.
Like, nah. But
I see that same thing like with the situation with different black women coming out to say like with the pay wage and the gaps, like even in Hollywood, like I saw where, like Taraji P. Henson was like, it's not fair. And, I know that's a whole nother topic, but even still, it speaks to the pay wage and gaps of underemployment of, a lot of black women and their education level. And I mean, I was like, it's kind of weird because I saw other actresses, especially women of color
Hmm.
and black women saying like, "Oh, well, that doesn't happen to me, so I'm good." Like I saw Vivica A. Fox said that right out of her mouth. She said,
Vivica's
"So
a
how do you feel
clown.
about it?" She was like, "You know what? They can do their thing, but you know what? I'm good." Like I was like, "What?" And then there's, you see these posts on Facebook, and then there's other sisters and brothers in the comments talking about, "I didn't see nothing wrong with that. She don't need to concern herself with any other body that's not with her situation. You don't know what's really going on." I'm like, statistically, it doesn't take a genius to know that there is a wage gap forever in every form of any industry and career.
Vivica is a hater, K, because of 50 Cent offering
I
Taraji an
already know.
opportunity. Her
But
job pay her
even
less.
Oprah, like I said, it's crazy. They all, like, what?
Y'all, we
You know,
got a new guest up here.
one of
Listen,
the
Renee.
one of the one of the like things that I almost threw my phone when I saw this. Like, and I've seen this consistently actually, is like on TikTok. It's like it's become very fashionable over the last like year or two to be saying like F Beyonce, and like that's what I saw like on the TikTok today is like a black woman, and there's hundreds of thousands of likes on this post, and it said F Beyonce, and I was thinking, okay, and she's like, Beyonce is fake woke. I was like, okay, where's this going? And I was like, and she's like, Beyonce staying hella silent on Palestine, Israel. I said, huh?
Oh,
I said, huh? That's why you're saying F Beyonce? You ain't ever heard Beyonce say anything, speak up about Nigeria, about South Africa, about Sudan, about Congo, about none of these issues. But the straw that broke the camel's back for you is her not speaking about Palestine. You ain't heard Beyonce say anything about Haiti. You ain't heard Beyonce say anything about Nigeria, about anything that happens in the continent. Like, but like for you as a black person, the thing that Beyonce did that was completely, and you've been supporting Beyonce for decades, but the thing that she did that you think was completely unconscionable, that you just couldn't stand with her anymore, and you had to make a video, was her not siding, like speaking out for Arab people, and you ain't ever heard Beyonce speak out for Africans, like.
all of a
crazy.
It's just
sudden
like
you're
the
analyzing
psychology
it.
of it is crazy. Am I the only? I don't know if I'm the only one who notices this kind of stuff. But the
It's
psychology of it
mad.
is
Yeah.
It's totally
Palestine's
mad.
on a
Like,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Queen.
no, I was going to respond to the brother Africa and tell him like I had lots of friends like on my side of the world, and they are Congolese, and they've never shed an ounce of tear or a certain level of anger towards what's happening on the east. But as soon as the Palestine thing happened, oh my God, she was such a moralist and a war activist, and I'm just like, babes, millions of you are gone. Like, focus. This is not really what you should be. You should care for human rights and say, they shouldn't be ending people's life, especially the innocent civilians. But for you as a Congolese to then take that and make it the center of your life right now, I feel disappointed. So I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I always say is that you will never, you have, you, any, if anybody can find me a Palestinian person who's ethnically Palestinian, who has an entire page dedicated to African problems and has not mentioned the Palestine issue, I will send you $100. I will send you what that doesn't it doesn't happen. You will never ever see someone who's ethnically Palestinian who can see what's going on in Palestine today, who has a page and a platform dedicated to African issues and is not speaking about Palestine. But there's hundreds of thousands of Africans who are African, of African descent, who are of black descent, who will never speak about any black issues and who have dedicated the last 6 months of their life and are only speaking about Palestine as if their people are not in crisis. It's insane.
Well, they keep shoving the propaganda down our throats, and a lot of us are sheep, so easily led there. On TikTok, I can't tell you how many times when I started scrolling and all I would see is people saying stuff about that, right? I mean, it was so many videos and so much things. Like, and you didn't even have to like stay on them. They would just start cycling through. Like, for real, like when that really started being strong and everybody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna speak out." Like, we just saw the humanity so much and everybody just started coming to the aid. There's people that are still doing lives nonstop just about this conflict,
Yeah.
and they're black. Like, I see them all the time,
So I
and they
need
have
people.
thousands of people in there. Thousands.
I need people to realize that okay, a little over 10,000 unalivings, horrible, absolutely terrible. But in the Congo, there's been over 6 million. So I need everybody to recognize that first and foremost, people of African ancestry are human beings. Secondly, that the atrocities very much so need to be prioritized towards the Congo because that is where the greatest loss of life is occurring right now
Mm-hmm.
as we speak. And then
Mm-hmm.
also on top of that, people of African ancestry are our people. We are Black African people. That means that these unalivings that are happening could just as easily been our uncles, our cousins, our aunties, our grandmothers, grandfathers, our brothers, our sisters, our family, our loved ones, our significant others. As easily, it could very easily be us. So I need people to recognize that aspect of it, and I think that, quite frankly, like the whole completely ignoring that mass unaliving that's going on right now, it very much so has to do with the movement where Black Americans or African Americans are trying to remove the Africanity from them being Black. So it's like I'm trying to remove the Africanity from my own identity. And, Black people got to worry about our own issues over here. So we're just not even going to worry about our African brothers and sisters on the continent right now, which is nonsense. And which is why I think that there's a lot of Black creators that find it so easy to make all these videos for Palestinians, but find it next to zero effort making the same type of push towards Black people on the continent. Like, it's like, come on, I need everybody to recognize that.
Even in Haiti, like
So
I,
Mhm.
I just think
Oh,
it's
sorry,
crazy.
go ahead.
there was like, well, one
Oh,
thing
sorry,
that
sister, go ahead.
I came up to say, but there's kind of like a couple things. So there have been like critiques, and albeit by different people, about like Beyonce and them for a while, but it always gets squashed because she's really good at doing like performative activism with like her music and content. So if you think about like I think it was the Super Bowl halftime show that was super blackety black, and the
Yeah.
symbolism behind that, and there was some music video, I can't remember what the song was, but the symbolism behind that was like super black. And then the music video for whatever that song was for the Lion King thingamajig was like an ode to a whole bunch of like Orishas and stuff like that. So whenever you try to bring things up with her being like problematic or like performative, people are like, fine. You can't come for the, the beehive and blah, blah, blah. And she did this and she did that. And then like she has a few philanthropic things in Houston. So you can never really like say too much. Not to mention the fact that people quietly let her get away with never showing up to any black things. So like she stopped coming to like BET Awards like well over a decade ago. NAACP, like she don't come to none of them things, which I find very interesting. But and then also I remember reading something a while back about how she doesn't really do any concerts like in like majority black places, or is it particularly on the continent? It's one of the two, but I also find that very interesting as well. But
Man, she went
even
to Israel before she ever went to the
right,
continent.
and then said
What?
nothing about them using her song
As a
to
battle
celebrate.
cry. Man.
Exactly. So it was like for me it was like I'm not really surprised about her not saying anything because she doesn't really do press like that. But like if them using your song as a battle cry wasn't enough for you to say something, like that's just weird. Like even if you're not fully invested in that particular conflict, I would not be cool with like somebody using my music for that and like recording it, and that's just weird. But anyway, I came up to like address the ICJ thing because I came across a video, and I'll put the link in the Discord. I saved it because I need to rewatch it because she kind of covered things really fast, but I thought it was an interesting point that, and I kind of taking it with a grain of salt because it looks like the legal team that South Africa has is not like, it's not all black, but there might be more behind their motivation to take this to this court than just like standing up for Palestine. It sounds like this will be a legal precedent that could mean a lot of things for a lot of like black nations that are under particular types of like occupation and invasion and stuff like that. And so I'm kind of like on the fence to wait to hear that out. Because if that's the case, like I'm for that.
But it couldn't be done with an African
It'd be a
nation. It
bit
had to be done with
naive to
Palestine.
think.
I'm not
You think
arguing
just
that. I just think not that I think. I'm open to the possibility that this might have been the lowest hanging fruit in terms of like the case that they're making in front of the court. Not saying that
Okay.
that's the case, but based on how she presented the information in that video, I'm like, I can see another angle to this. So
I
I'll
gotta
share.
see this.
no,
Yeah,
I,
I ain't mad. I ain't
I'll
mad
share.
though.
I'll
even
share the link
even
to that.
even if this ICJ case ends up being the catalyst for change in what's happening in terms of the massacres in Israel and Palestine, I think it would be a bit naive to think like that would necessarily reflect on our condition as Africans. Because never has like a president, just because a president is true for the Arab or the Middle East means that it's true for the Africans. And we know that like both in the minds of white people, black people,